Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Today's stream is a stream where I get obliterated because this is one of the most controversial controversies in the history of controversy. This is a controversy so massive and so big, you will never be on the right side of history ever. If you defend Dream, Twitter will annihilate you. If you hate on Dream, Twitter will annihilate you. This is the type of thing that you will never be on the right side of history if it's a yes or no answer. Which is why, as always, I do not have a yes or no answer. I have pre-watched Dream's really long hour and 22-minute response video. Yes, pre-watched. You can drop your Nux pre-watch memes in the comments if you like. I've pre-watched this. I have so many notes. So many little details and nitpicks that I have with this video. While I think the bulk of it is probably true, I do think there are a couple of things that he slightly misconstrued, which is why today we will be doing an incredibly deep dive into someone that I never really wanted to dive into. I think Dream prefaces this whole video and frames it in a relatively untrue light, and even though I think the majority of what he's saying is actually real and true, I will get more into the details as we go on. But this video that Dream dropped, The Truth, covers probably 70% of all of Dream's major dramas in the past. So today we will be jumping into it balls first into the Dream case, like he's been jumping balls first into controversies. What, you thought I was gonna say children? Oh my god, that's disgusting, chat. Okay, I can't even blame it on chat now because chat's actually on stream. I can't just make up shit that you say. And ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping right into it. There is so much to cover, so much to talk about, and I am going to give this situation the respect it deserves once and for all. I am the only person I know in this commentary-ish sphere, okay, that didn't jump into every Dream controversy separately. This is the one and hopefully only time I will be covering Dream from top to bottom, beginning to end. Let's get into it.
In this video, I'm going to be very vulnerable, open, and honest.
Just to preface, this is not true. He is not vulnerable in this video. I think that, so here's my biggest thing with Dream. I think Dream views himself as an incredibly powerful person. He views himself as someone with incredible influence because he has incredible influence. He is not vulnerable in this video. Again, I literally pre-watched this video. I have notes on multiple of the sections in this video. And again, just to preface, while I think all the major claims against him are actually false, like he literally, he disproves a lot of it, and I believe him with pretty much everything that he disproves in regards to the whole grooming stuff. Dog, he is not vulnerable in this video at all. And I think that this almost is like, something of a cry for help to make people see that I am gonna be vulnerable in this video, and you're like, oh shit, oh that's crazy, oh he's gonna be vulnerable, well we gotta be open to hearing him a little bit more than we would have otherwise. I think this is still tugging on the parasocial heartstrings of people, and it's not true. As far as open and honest, who knows what honest really means? Some of the things that he says in this video, you just have to take his word for it, but as far as vulnerable, I think that's prefacing the video in a very, very slightly untrue light. That's just the impression I got all in all. Even though the majority of what he says, I think, is actually true.
I go into my past, I go into controversies, and I also debunk very serious lies about me, including by involving the police, legal teams, and extensive research.
So I believe him on that stuff, right? And whatever, we'll get into all the details as we keep going. It's just a really weird preface to say that I'm going to be very, very vulnerable, and I feel like he saw Quite's response, which was a fantastic response, and he really wanted it to be presented in that same way when it's a very different situation.
It will get uncomfortable. I will get into details of my life that you probably don't want to hear, and I don't particularly want to share either, but it feels necessary given the circumstances, and honesty and truth is my top priority. As you get
I think this is a good way to frame it, that his priority is honesty and truth and stuff, but I just find it almost disingenuous a little bit that he's really framing this as, this is the deep dive into personal stuff that I never wanted to do, when that is not, in my opinion, completely subjectively watching this video, completely accurate.
You guys have probably noticed I took a long break from YouTube, and since the face reveal, I've hardly really uploaded. And I've really...
Yeah, because you became a living meme on the internet. Oh my god, bro. There was a clip of Gumball's voice actor calling him slurs, and he was getting hate for it. Oh my god!
Focused on other things.
That was Oompaville said that we just recorded a podcast episode in the last yesterday, and I literally said I don't think Dream's ever gonna make a response, and then 12 hours after we recorded the podcast, Dream dropped the response. So I'm gonna look like a complete idiot when that podcast episode drops. But it's kind of awesome how Oompaville put it that Dream is the only person in the world that could be called a slur and get canceled for it.
And separated myself from a lot of the stuff I was doing before. You may think that this was due to the hate from the face reveal or for other reasons, but really there was something else that happened right after the face reveal, and it really made me step back from what I was doing and have a lot less passion. If you've been on the internet recently, you've probably heard or seen some pretty crazy stuff about me. Whether it's the voice actor of Gumball attacking me, or accusations against me regarding grooming. You've probably heard a lot of pretty crazy stuff. I thought it's extremely important for me to make this video and provide as much information as I can. And I just...
Yeah, so again, I do think this is the right method. When it comes to situations like this, you want to make one response. One response that covers absolutely everything, that does not leave any interpretation for anybody. I think that the way he made this, a solid hour and 22-minute response covering everything in great detail is absolutely and positively the way to go. The weird decentralized takes that he had on Twitter for the last 2 years is insane. And one thing he doesn't mention in his video is how much harm came his way because he was an idiot on Twitter. It's his own fault. Half of what came to him is because he was being an idiot on Twitter.
I just want to right off the bat state as clearly as I can that these allegations are not true. I plan on going to extreme detail to prove that in this video. And to all the people that are spreading lies, fabricating stories, and making false accusations for fun or because they think it's funny.
I don't care. I accept that I'm a horrible person.
This is not funny. This is not a joke.
Well, I mean, you don't think it's funny because you're the target. They think it's funny, which is a problem. It's really a massive problem on the internet where people with no accountability to their actions, meaning they're on Twitter, they have no accountability if they say anything wrong because they're an anonymous person with 6 followers, and they're going to make a tweet calling someone a pedophile. Now, I personally don't find that funny. They might. That's cool. But anyway, the issue is people will see that, it'll get retweeted, and it'll get believed and spread out. And there will be an insane amount of hate sent to the way of whoever he is accusing, even though there's no evidence, even though he's doing it just to be funny. It's a massive issue with social media today. It legitimately is. Like, I get insane amounts of hate, obviously with no evidence or anything. But the worst thing you could say about me is I'm cringe. And honestly... that's just true. You're just real for that, homies. What can I say?
This is people's lives, ranging from my own, my family, my employees, to actual victims that stories won't be heard or believed in the future because of this. I understand that some things in this video are much more important than others, so I split this video up into chapters, and you can skip to and watch the parts that are most important to you. I will say that everything in this video is very relevant. I think they're all vital topics to include because they help clear up my character. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that he's right. I know that I saw people making fun of him for talking about Minecraft speedrun scandal in the same video that he talks about, being called a groomer. And I don't think that that's inappropriate. I think he wanted to make one giant final video to cover every drama he's been in so far and not actually need to talk about things again in the future. And I agree. I think this was definitely the right take of Dreams in this specific scenario.
The video has chapters, and if you want to skip around, there's a pinned comment. And again, I realize that nothing in this video is as important as me talking about serious allegations, so I've made it really easy to skip ahead to whatever is most important to you. Just because there's other stuff doesn't mean anything is less important. Monetization on this video is...
I do find it weird that he still uses the little Dream avatar thing instead of using his actual face in a response to allegation video. My guess is the reason why he didn't do that is because people will just take that clip and make fun of him for that clip, right? And he just didn't want to put more of himself on the internet like that, which I get. I just think it's a weird choice. Like, he makes a whole video prefacing how he's going to be super vulnerable, and then he doesn't show his face in the video. I just think that's a weird call on his part. And I think it also maybe makes it look like he's not really being vulnerable. He's being combative, claiming he's vulnerable. Like, I think he wants that extra little bit of sympathy to believe his side, which, for the record, for the most part, I really do believe his side. Even though, I think that's a little bit misconstrued.
$1 will go to a charity that's linked in the description. Otherwise, I want to start with the biggest lie I have ever told. The face leak photo was me. Of course, it's...
Dude, this is wild, bro. See, here's the thing about Dream. My mom, all right? Okay, that's a wild sentence. Okay, here's the thing about Dream. My mom, when I was a kid, was very strict about many, many things, and also very lax about many other things. Like, she really, she had a few things she decided were incredibly important, and she would, like, be vicious when it came to those situations, but pretty lax when it came to some other things that she didn't think was important. One thing that she always said was super important is honesty. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like a 5-year-old, and I would be caught in a lie. My mom would destroy me and say, "You lied, you are a liar, I can never ever believe you ever again." And it traumatized me. And I have become so honest, kind of just to bounce back from this concept of, if you lie once, no one will ever believe you again. And you know what? My mom was so based for that. Shout out to my mom for being based. Because here's the thing, Dream starts off his video with the greatest lie he's ever told, and it really puts the taste in my mouth that if he's so comfortable lying, even about something stupid like, "Oh, this isn't my face," suddenly you realize, wait a second, unless he really has evidence for what he's saying, if there is a reason for him to lie about something, well, maybe he is lying about that thing. It is within his character.
From when I was really young, and I've lost a lot of weight since then, and it wasn't at all representative of what I look like now, but it was me. Obviously, I said many times that it wasn't, and a lot of people have and still do use that.
Yeah, hating on the appearance of random people isn't a big win you think it is. Yeah, literal lie, okay? Man lied. Dream L, huge Dream L. I'm happy he's finally talking about it. I think, I always try to look at this from two perspectives. Why is he including this in the video? Quite frankly, I think it's because if you admit to where you lied, suddenly people will see you as someone that's willing to admit their faults. And in future parts, if he doesn't admit fault, well, then he's probably telling the truth. I think that that's part of why it's here right at the very beginning of the video, to establish Dream as credible in this video. I might not have been credible in the past, but I'm credible now. I don't want to say it's a manipulation tactic, but it kind of looks like a little bit of a manipulation tactic. Again, this is a PR response move, so I'm not saying he shouldn't be manipulating people, but it's manipulative. I'm just saying.
That against me to say that I'm dishonest, but the reason I lied about that is because of the face reveal. I'd been planning the face reveal for years. I sacrificed so much by staying inside.
See, this I think is total bullshit also. Like, here's the issue with my, this is why I decided to do a whole stream on the Dream response, because I think most of what he says is true. I literally do. When it comes to, like, the grooming allegations, there's no actual, I don't think he's a groomer, even if he's been inappropriate at certain points. Maybe. I don't know. But this is bullshit. There's no way that he said that the picture of him as a kid, fat, was not actually him, so that the face reveal would be more hyped.
And avoiding cameras for so long. I mean, I had covers on all my windows, and even to go to the dentist, I left hiding in the back of a car and went to a different state. Yeah.
Man's crazy paranoid. Holy shit. But he does cover this in more depth later, which is where I will talk about it more.
Yes, I was paranoid.
Because I'm also a faceless creator. I'm also, I guess, slightly paranoid about the whole doxing face reveal thing, especially with my drama 2 years ago with the whole doxer phishing scandal situation that went on. I'm also, I guess, sort of paranoid. Not to this extent, but then again, I'm not, you know, Dream size. So, again, I will cover this in more depth later in the video.
I wasn't going to let anyone take that moment away from me. Whatever I had to do to make sure that moment was suspenseful and exciting, I'm sure I would have done.
See, that is cringe as hell.
And
if you're willing to lie, literally lie, destroy your own credibility and reputation about being a proven liar. Thanks, Omni, for the sub. Being a proven liar just so your face reveal could be more suspenseful and exciting is cringe. Realistically, I think the reason why he said that was a fake picture was because he was fat. He was fat when he was younger, and he was embarrassed that he looked like that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with looking like that, but I think he was embarrassed that he looked like that. So he wanted to maintain his life as a faceless creator. He didn't want people to see him as that, and therefore he, I think, distanced himself from it. I'm not saying that's illegitimate, but I do think that that's the real reason. And the excuse of, oh, I just did it so that I could have a more suspenseful face reveal is a little weird. I feel like he could have just not talked about it and left people ambiguous, and they would have been ambiguous. See, again, the reason why that situation blew up so much with that photo leak of him being maybe this chubby kid, The reason why...
Biggest lie I have ever told.
Here.
Face leak.
This photo, if you would have just never commented on it, his face reveal would have been absolutely equally suspenseful. It would not have changed anything at all. The reason why this got so big is because he called it a lie. That is why it got big. It's him on Twitter fanning the fuel and the flames of his controversy. I'm just saying. But I think the reason why he did it is because he didn't want people to view himself like that because he was insecure about how he looked. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. And he was probably bullied for it. And that's horrible. He doesn't deserve that. But yeah, I'm not going to buy that it's to hype up his face reveal later.
Was suspenseful and exciting, I'm sure I would have done. And if anything, the face leak photo probably ended up creating more suspense and excitement to see if I was lying or if I actually looked like the leaked picture. Now, of course, there was a lot of personal
information. So then there's no reason to lie about it.
Attached to the leaked picture, how it was found, where it was leaked from. So that definitely contributed to why I lied about it. I didn't lie because I was ugly or because I was overweight or...
See, I don't know if that's true.
Anything like that. And every time I talked about the leaked picture, I always mentioned that I struggled with my weight in the past and that it's disheartening to see people make fun of the poor kid for that, which obviously I was the poor kid. And
yeah, all right, dude. That's weird, bro. That's weird, bro.
I think that's something I'm willing to admit now because I face revealed. I'm not risking that big moment anymore. And I also feel much more comfortable about my personal information and how I look and so on.
Well, because you did your face reveal. It's a big jump. And I get the fear of not wanting that stuff doxed. That's a totally legitimate thing. But he's a liar. I think that's the issue. I don't need an excuse for why he lied. It makes sense why he lied. The excuse he gives is worse than the actual reason, I think.
The face leak was posted. I was playing a Minecraft tournament, and someone called the SWAT team on me.
Dream is AFK.
I'm clear here.
I was put in handcuffs on my...
Bro, did the SWAT hurt you? I wasn't hurt. Put in cuffs.
Front lawn with cops with rifles pointing at me.
That's
and
awful.
I was pretty much swatted from that day on almost daily.
That's awful. Oh my God, that's awful. Dude, that is absolutely unacceptable. Swatting someone because you dislike them, because they're cringe, because they're liars. That is absolutely and positively unacceptable, no matter who it is. Unless they actually are committing massive proven crimes and, like, even then, do your due diligence and talk to the police. Swatting is horrible.
To the point where the reason Sapnet moved in with me before my face reveal was to answer the door when police showed up. Because people started camping outside with cameras to try and reveal my face, and I needed someone else to answer the door. When the people that were doxing me thought that they had the wrong address, my family ended up getting swatted. And my mom answered the door thinking that it was pizza for her and my little sister. They were held at gunpoint with police helicopters circling.
Little note that I'm not sure about this. That made me just question it a little bit. You answered the door for a SWAT team. SWAT teams don't, ring the bell. I just thought that was interesting. As someone that's been swatted in the past, it's just a little weird to me. They rang the bell. They thought it was pizza. It was a SWAT team. That's... I don't know. Maybe that's a thing they do sometimes. But also, getting swatted daily, the SWAT team isn't showing up to the same house every day, okay? These aren't NPCs that you just push the call SWAT team button and they show up. At some point, you talk to the police and it stops. I talked to Charlie, Moist Critical, about something similar. I told him, dude, how do you not get swatted? He says, well, I spoke to the police and we have a good understanding. They know who I am. They know that SWAT calls are going to be pranks and illegitimate, right? So with stuff like that, they should know that this one house that they keep getting called to is going to be fake, especially because he also lives in Florida.
In the neighborhood. People showed up at my house. People showed up at my family's house.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's absolutely messed up. That's horrible.
The first time I ever got swatted, I made sure not to mention it at all. Funnily enough, I actually got interviewed by a SWAT team member while I was muted and playing Minecraft parkour with the SWAT officer right next to me. Yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
It's just all to show that even though I was very adamant about denying the face leak, it was much more about the fact that there was so much personal information attached to the picture, and I wanted as much separation from it as possible. It had nothing to do with how I look. I'm very proud of my weight loss story, and I was never ashamed about it at all. I think that it's very encouraging to see.
Later in this video, by the way, he says that he doesn't post any thirst traps, but no one in the world looks like this in a picture unless they posed for it. I'm just the hairbrush thing. Like he says, he does not do thirst traps. That's a thirst trap picture. I'm just saying. That's the glow up thirst trap photo that he loves. Even though he claims later in this video that he doesn't do any of that.
see people accomplish weight loss. I did it all naturally. I lost hundreds of pounds. You have not seen me at my heaviest. And it's one of those things that I think is very encouraging to others. I love inspiring people, so it's a story I'm sure I'll tell in the future.
Hell
in that
yeah.
moment, it was not the right time to tell it. I feel like right now it's still kind of uncomfortable to talk about it, but it's annoying seeing the same damn picture. So here's some other pictures of me from before I lost weight.
Hell
There's
yeah.
more variety.
Oh, dog.
Now moving on.
So again, I don't think this is being vulnerable. I think that he did this so that he can corroborate his vulnerability claim at the very beginning of the video. He's like, well, I was vulnerable in this video. As you can see, I post bad pictures of myself. He did not need to do that. You see, in Quite's response, and I hate to use that as an example because that situation still makes me sick. In that Quite response, the reason why Quite needed to do a face reveal and share like actual personal stuff was to debunk claims. This was not to debunk claims at all. This was not to debunk anything. This was to prove 0 points aside from sympathy, in my opinion, as an avid viewer and someone that actually believes the guy in the future. Like, all in all, I do think he did a good job. He did a good video. This is the video he needed to make. It's just, I think that's unnecessarily complicated, as chat says.
One of the most talked about controversies, the cheating scandal. I'm going to be pretty concise with this one because it's been covered a million times and most of you are probably pretty sick of hearing about it, but it's still really important to talk about. It's
Yeah, I'm also sick of hearing about this.
most frequent reasons people point to as to why not to trust me. I did unintentionally cheat on a speedrun that I
Maybe.
officially submitted to the leaderboards in 2020, and the speedrun mods were completely in the right for taking it down. I was using a disallowed mod for about a week on my live streams when a new version of Minecraft came out, and I was unaware that this mod existed. When I was defending myself, I didn't know that I'd been using the mod, and it's a really complicated and lengthy explanation of how it's very reasonable that I didn't know that I had the mod, so I can't go into that here. A lot of people say that it's impossible that I wouldn't have known that I was...
See, when it comes to this, whether he unintentionally cheated or intentionally cheated, for me it's 50-50. I don't know. I could legitimately see both sides. I do see it as a feasibility that he unintentionally cheated, because I think it's too easy to catch someone. It's too easy to catch someone as a cheater. So I don't think he would do it and then upload it. But then again, you have YouTubers caught for doing incredibly idiotic things that are so easy to verify too. Dude, the completionist was raising money for 10 years and not donating it to charity with everything as a public record. Like, oh my god.
so lucky, but those people don't realize that it was a little bit of luck over a very long period of time and not a lot of luck at once. It was actually only uncovered by a cheater themselves, who later got exposed for doing that same thing in the past.
Okay, that is true with an asterisk. It increases your odds a lot, like noticeably a lot. Small Ant did a lot of streams with dream luck, he called it, which I thought was absolutely hilarious, dude. Small Ant, dream luck. So Small Ant's my favorite speedrunner, basically. He made a video, how much easier are Minecraft speedruns if you cheat? And he used dream luck. He used the same mod that Dream did to try to get world records with that mod, which is hilarious. Obviously, he didn't submit any of it, but it's substantial. It is substantial. So that's why saying that he didn't notice over a long time, when Minecraft is literally his career, I think maybe true. Again, I'm 50-50 on this one, to be honest. Riacon, thanks for the prime. I'm 50-50 on this one.
Yes, that's right, Minecravenger. The very same person that first publicly exposed Dream for cheating in his runs has just been caught cheating himself. And not only cheating once, but cheating multiple world records over a span of more than 2 years.
It's insane how many cheaters, how many people that call out cheaters actually cheat, and how many people that, like, call out hackers actually hack. It reminds me there was a Genshin Impact situation where there was this whole controversy where this one character, if they play multiplayer, they can literally erase key items from other people's worlds through a hack. And everyone freaked out. But the first person to make the video talking about how they were a victim to this was actually the perpetrator. Just trying to get clout.
I was defending myself so confidently publicly because me and a developer had already considered and ruled out the possibility that I could have been using a mod. Carl Jobst, a very well-respected YouTuber that also investigates speedruns, made a video going into all the details. It's over an hour long. If you'd like to watch it to understand how that could happen and all the supporting evidence around it, you can. He is very critical of me in it, but here's his short conclusion that backs up what I'm saying from after his thorough investigation.
In conjunction with all of the evidence I've seen, I believe the essence of what Dream was claiming in his paste bin was probably true. In my opinion, it is definitely more likely that he really didn't know his drop rates and barter rates were modified. Was it intentional? And I do believe that it probably wasn't.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, listen, I definitely think Carl absolutely has a more understanding of the situation than me. So I guess I would trust him. But just for me, man, I think it's a 50-50 chance that he cheated or not. I don't know. I'm just saying.
He did a lot of research and interviewed a lot of people to come to that conclusion. He interviewed the mod team, me, developers, and a lot more. He even said something afterwards that applies to a lot of the situations we're going to talk about today, so I'm going to go ahead and play that clip too.
In one breath, people will complain that Dream is a liar, and then in the next, spout made-up assumptions that couldn't be further from the truth.
Honestly, that is so true. That is so based of Carl. Oh my god. Seems like everyone is lying everywhere. Wow, what a fantastic quote, Carl. You're so real. It's a little weird to me that Dream is including this sort of thing, because, dude, Dream did a lot of lying. He admitted to lies in this video.
I'm still fully responsible for my behavior back then towards the moderators, regardless of my intentions, and I did act like a little baby and caused the majority of the problems myself, so I'm sorry. Regardless of if you believe me or if you think that I'm being dishonest.
I'm happy that he mentions that at least, because, again, this is the second out of 2 situations that were literally his own fault!
Baby and caused the majority of the problems myself.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Regardless of if you believe me or if you think that I'm being dishonest, since this all happened over 3 years ago, a lot has changed since, and I've done my best to move forward and grow as a person.
I mean, I guess that's fair. Sort of. I mean, it's one situation in a vacuum here.
I did my best to make amends with the mods. I apologized privately and publicly for lashing out at them. I donated over $50,000 to the speedrun community through tournaments.
By the way, that means nothing to me. I'm sorry. I don't... Again, I am an incredibly jaded individual, okay? I'm sorry for being as cynical as I am. Sometimes it's to my advantage, and sometimes it's to my detriment, but donating $50,000 means nothing.
And personal donations to over 15.
That's like the completionist donating $600,000 to charity when he held on to it for 7 years or more. And only did it once he was caught. It's like, that doesn't make him a good guy. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Speedrunners. I voluntarily took down all my speedrun times.
Again, that means nothing. That means nothing.
Ones that had nothing at all to do with the mod or the cheating scandal. I also deleted my original response video, and I haven't speedrun officially since. It's been over 3 years. Now that that's out of
the... Yeah, none of that actually mattered. That was what they call a PR move. That doesn't actually mean literally anything in regards to whether his cheating was intentional or not. I'm just saying.
By the way, I want to clear up some quick misinformation around it. One, it had nothing to do with my manhunt videos or any video or speedrun I have ever posted on my YouTube channel. It was specifically live streamed attempts that I did during a 1 week or so period over 3 years ago. It's a common misconception that the cheating had to do with my YouTube channel, manhunt, or any other videos.
Why does that matter? The cheating was a problem because of your personal credibility. It had nothing to do with your freaking YouTube channel versus Twitch streams.
I posted. 2, I didn't hire a fake astrophysicist to defend me.
I love this part. Oh my god.
Which is also commonly said. Knowing nothing about math, but fully believing in my innocence at the time. Given the accusation was purely based on math, I used a website for math freelancers and reached out directly to a highly qualified professor that said they'd be willing to help me. They even made one of their conditions before agreeing that no matter what their conclusion was, I had to publish their results. Even if their conclusion was that I was guilty. I agree.
See, I'm not sure if I believe this. The reason why I'm not sure if I believe this is, so I believe that it was a real statistician, okay? Okay, dude, I have so many opinions on this, it's not even funny. All right, whatever. We're gonna do this really quickly. I think that Dream, if he was completely intellectually honest, he would have looked into the situation himself before immediately going and calling a guy, an astrophysicist, to check it out. He could have literally just opened up his mod folder and seen, oh shit, I was using a mod. But he didn't do that. He ran to a statistician first with a PhD. That's cringe. I'm sorry. That's either dishonest or cringe. Part 2. I do believe he hired someone from a real website. I do believe that the person was a real scientist. I don't believe that there was a condition to post the findings even if it was guilty. I don't know if that's true because why would he tell the guy, hi, I'm Dream, I have this thing, and the guy says, okay, I will do this with the condition of, I don't know, bro. That just doesn't sound like real life. And the third part to this is Why did he not show it to someone beforehand? Why did he not, after he gets the whole thing from the statistician, get into a call with Carl Jobst, if you really believe this, and be like, hey man, this makes sense to you?
Agreed to this.
Dream briefly explained the situation, and the expert agreed to help. The expert provided Dream with a few terms, one of them being that Dream post the results no matter the outcome.
Obviously, the report ended up getting ripped to shreds, but I had no idea that would be the case. I knew absolutely nothing about math, and I fully believed in my innocence. So when a highly qualified third party was agreeing with me, it made me even more confident and bold. There was many.
But the dude didn't look at his mods first. Could have just looked at your mods before hiring an astrophysicist. Like, so he thinks he's on such a pedestal that he could, maybe everyone is wrong and I'm the only one that's right. Please, man. Please, man.
Factors as to why the report ended up being bad, partially due to the public pressure and it being rushed, partially due to them not knowing as much about Minecraft as the
That's bullshit.
mod team did.
I think it's that third one is the most likely, that he just doesn't know about Minecraft, so... Because I don't know if you remember, the major thesis of that statistic was it's a 1 in 1.7 trillion chance that it would end up the way that it did. And his reasoning is, well, it has to happen at some point to someone, so it could have been to Dream. That logic might work in math, but not in real life. That it happens to be that the most famous Minecrafter in the world that also has been caught in multiple lies is that guy that's 1 in 1.7 trillion.
Regardless, I didn't bribe or make up a fake astrophysicist, which is
I don't think he made up a fake astrophysicist. I think that's ridiculous.
something people frequently say. The speedrun mod team and many other parties independently verified their credentials and the fact that they exist. I also put way more information in the description on this, just for transparency's sake, including proof about the professor, all of my emails to them, and even screenshots of messages that I never provided in the past. I think that's really important to clear up because it's used very, very frequently to say, if he will go as far as to make up a fake astrophysicist to lie, how far will he go with other lies?
Well, I mean, he did lie about some things. I'm just saying.
And I would just like to point out that even though I didn't lie, lying about a Minecraft speedrun is very different than lying about very serious allegations.
Yeah, I do believe that is true, though. That's totally true. Even if you did lie about your Minecraft speedrun, I don't think that means you're lying about serious allegations. I just want to be clear. It's not like just because you lied once, you lied every time. I just think just because you lied once, you might have lied every time. And I will not be as generous with my understanding and appreciation of you.
The next thing I'm going to talk about is a pretty big one that
He totally skipped a really important part in my opinion, okay? A lot of people don't know this, but over a year after the whole Minecraft speedrun shenanigan debacle went down, he posted a long-ass thread on Twitter talking about how he was sitting in the bathtub and he realized, wait a second, I actually did cheat, and he admitted to his unintentional cheating in the bathtub a year later. He should have admitted it the moment he figured that out. But before doing that, he decided to attack the mod team. I have to say that is incredibly disingenuous and manipulative, and he can always now sit on his throne and say, well, I admitted it when I figured it out. And admitting it because you're called out is not the same as admitting because you figured it out. In my mind, withholding that information for a year is tantamount to lying. I'm just saying. If you make a statement and that statement turns out false, and you withhold information that you figure out for a year, then the last statement that exists is the statement that was false. Right? What the hell, man? Oh my god.
you might not have heard about, but it's a pretty important one. Manatreed. Now, if you don't know who Manatreed
Okay,
is...
so I didn't know about this situation at all before this video. Like the Minecraft stuff and the fat dream child photo thing, that I knew about. This one I didn't hear about at all.
Manatreed is a content creator that I added to my server, the Dream SMP, a couple years ago. They were anonymous like me, and they had a very short career. There was a thread made about Manatreed saying that they doxed him and that he was an IRL friend of mine, had been charged with domestic violence, and that I was trying to hide it. Manatreed was removed from the SMP by me. All of his accounts were deleted, and I made a statement talking about how I don't support domestic violence. I wasn't...
Again, the fact that Dream thought that it was a smart idea to make a statement saying, I don't condone domestic violence is fucking insane. Dude, why do you have to talk about this? You don't condone domestic violence? What the hell does that even mean? Guys, I hate to be this guy, but I'm about to make a very important claim here. And I want everyone to really listen to what I'm about to say. I do not condone terrorism. Terrorism is bad. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Do I get points now?
Aware of any domestic violence, and that due to how complicated the situation was, I decided to remove Manatreed from the SMP.
Damn. Let me also add to this that slavery is also bad. All right, guys, listen. I know that it's brave of me to make all these brave takes in a single video, but racism isn't great either. It's not great either.
I also strongly alluded to the fact that the doxed information was incorrect. Everything I just said was true, except for the fact that Manatreed was my childhood best friend.
Oh, he lied again. See, here's the weird thing. So far, of the 3 dramas that Dream is covering in this video, maybe he didn't lie about all of them. Maybe he didn't cheat on purpose in his speedrun, but he definitely tried to sweep the truth under the rug later. Maybe he didn't know about the whole Manatreed situation, but he did lie about one part there. Maybe he wanted to make his face reveal more hyped for his thing when they showed the fake photo, the photo of him as a kid and he was fat, but he lied about that too. 3 dramas, 3 lies. Maybe he wasn't in the wrong completely in each of these dramas individually. However, that is not a good track record.
Friend. I came up with the name Manatreed, I made the accounts, I grew up with him, his grandparents were like my grandparents, he was like family to me. The criticism I get to this day related to this is that I intentionally housed and hid an abuser.
See, I don't think that's true either. I don't think he housed and hid an abuser per se. But then again, I have no evidence to the contrary either. I have no idea, all right? This is one of those no clue situations. But he lied.
Because Manatreed was faceless and anonymous like me, people said that it was planned deliberately in order to hide a domestic violence charge.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit. I don't think he planned it to hide him on purpose. I have no idea if he took the proactive steps he could have, if he ever figured it out. See that? I don't know. All right? That's that zone in the middle. Do I think he hit him? No. I don't. That's stupid. Like, come on, man.
This is not true. In late 2020, he had a lot of problems. He was struggling with homelessness, had been in multiple recent car accidents. I knew I could help him, so I did. I offered him a place to stay.
Yeah, dude, Dream had fuck you money. I don't know why he needed to move him into his house, though.
I paid for his groceries and gas for a while, and eventually, I came up with the idea to add him to my server. He was my childhood friend. I trusted him, and he wasn't a risk. I was anonymous, so obviously if I wanted to play games with him, his identity couldn't be known, or it would leak my identity. Whenever the thread first came out saying that Manatreed abused his girlfriend, I responded emotionally, calling people gullible, because I didn't believe that someone I had known for so long and grew up with could do anything like that. And
That's rough. I think that, when you hear that a friend of yours is accused of some crime, obviously your knee-jerk reaction is to believe your friend because you know him, even though sometimes you're wrong and your friend is actually an asshole. That's rough. Like, that's rough. That's rough. But to say people are gullible when there are actual allegations before looking into it, that's stupid too. Like, again, I hate to bring up the Quite situation again. When the Quite situation happened and there was the allegations, I didn't, say people are gullible because I didn't know the truth. I believed in him because he's a friend, and I messaged him privately. But again, these are allegations. You wait for the response. That's just how it works.
At the time, although no one knew, he lived with me in Sapnap, so it seemed crazy that he could somehow hide it from us. I jumped the gun and reacted emotionally. Only later did I properly look into everything, and I apologize. After I confronted Manatreed in real life, he claimed that he wasn't an abuser, that he had just had an altercation with another guy, and that his ex-girlfriend got in the middle of it. He claimed that he never hit her, that he had just caught her cheating and was fighting the guy that she was cheating with, that the cops got called, and that he got arrested. This is just what he said. This altercation would have taken place around a year before he moved in with us, and I had no knowledge of it. People thought that domestic violence took place when he lived with us because my address was on a court document of his, but that was far after when he was on probation. And
dude, it is absolutely wild, bro. Oh my god. That's insane. That people know his personal address so well. Oh my god, doxing is absolutely brutal. This dude obviously gets insane amounts of hate and harassment that he doesn't deserve. Well, he probably doesn't deserve.
Had to tell the court where he currently lived. He also lied to us and told us that he was on probation for smoking weed in order to not have us question anything suspicious related to it. Even though he claimed to me that he wasn't abusive to anyone, I couldn't just take him for his word, and so I did research myself. I reached out to his ex-girlfriend and talked to her about it all. She wouldn't really say that much. She said to give Manatreed the best wishes for his future, and that his mistakes were behind her, and that she just wanted to be left alone online. I don't want to push her for information, so because of that, I didn't feel comfortable having Manatreed on the Dream SMP anymore. I didn't have full confidence that he was being honest with me because he had already lied to me, and I was also still faceless and really didn't want to have to dox myself to explain.
Wow, you didn't have full confidence in someone because they lied to you in the past? If that ain't familiar sounding, I don't know what is.
In the situation, I decided the best idea would just be to remove him from the server. I had created all of the accounts, so I completely shut them down and removed his access. That meant that there was absolutely no risk that, even if he was lying, he would ever cause future harm because of me. Unfortunately, this wasn't a cut and dry situation. This was one of my childhood best friends that had always treated me with kindness and had lied to me in SapNet. And unfortunately, due to all of this, I have no contact with him and lost someone that was like family to me.
Just saying, this is not being vulnerable. This is wanting people to pity him for being betrayed. Listen, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the pity for being betrayed. I'm just saying that is what this is, okay? Let's just call it as it is. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel bad for him for being betrayed by his friend. But let's not make believe this is him being open and vulnerable. This is him wanting pity. Like, this was not necessary to include in the video at all in regards to debunking allegations. It's just he wants people to feel bad for him. And I think that's... I mean, I guess I get it. Like, that's the point of this video, ultimately, is to change people's perceptions of him. This didn't change any person's perception for me.
I'll never know the exact truth behind everything. The person that
This is Gerard, the completionist, flipping his trap card. You know, I activate my trap card. It's my mother's autopsy report.
It was kind, generous, and compassionate, and I never would have added him to the server if I thought he was anything otherwise. But what I do know is that, other than my initial crude response, I stand by my actions. I think that I navigated a really complex situation the best that I could. I got rid of any risk, supported a victim.
Do you stand by the action where you lied about him being your personal friend? Or is that action not okay? Like, so he stands by all of his actions, including the lie. He stands by lying publicly to everyone. Look, I'm not saying lying is the biggest sin in the world, okay? Listen, a white lie here and there, I don't know. That's up to semantics. Go ask your local priest, okay? I don't fucking know. I'm not here to impart morality upon you. I'm just saying, I have a hard time trusting liars. This is 3 lies so far that he admitted to in this video, aside from others that who knows, maybe he lied and he's not admitting to in this video.
Made it clear that I didn't support
Also, these are lies that he maintained for years. It's only now that he's proving that these aren't lies so that when he talks about other situations, you'll believe him.
domestic violence, even to the detriment of one of my oldest friendships. I completely understand people that don't know my side of this situation, assuming that this makes me a liar, and that it's obvious that I was covering up wrongdoing. I even had creators that thought this until they talked to me about it. It's not unreasonable at all, and that's why I figured I had to talk about it in this video, even if it is personal and uncomfortable. Before I jump into...
Personal and uncomfortable? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know, that whole thing was talking about how you stood by all your actions! You can't make a claim, I stood by all my actions in this scenario. It was personal and uncomfortable. Okay, dude.
The most important things I'm going to address. I want to talk about something that's come up a lot due to these allegations, and something that's commonly said to give credibility to me being a bad or weird person. I'm going to play a clip from Moist Critical, who talked about the...
Moist Critical, let's go! Finally, someone I like! Sorry, Dream. No offense.
Allegations pretty neutrally, to his credit. But while talking about them, he said this.
Dream's audience has always been on the younger side of things, and yet Dream constantly engages with them in very inappropriate ways, such as like posting thirst traps. He does post thirst traps, even knowing that his fans are children. So when these claims come out, I think a lot of people start to take them at face value because they're like, oh, that sounds like the Dream that I know. This sounds like something Dream might do, so it's probably true. Even though right now a lot of the evidence backing it up isn't the strongest.
Now,
I believe this man spoketh the truth. My guy just opened his butthole and released truth upon this world. God damn, man just spit facts. Anyway, let's hear Dream debunk it.
before I talk about this, I just want to ask that if you're watching this and you share the same opinion, try and give
I share the same opinion.
me the benefit of doubt.
I did. I even watched this video before recording my detailed breakdown, and I still think he's right.
Genuinely listen to what I have to say and discard your preconceived biases.
All right, I'll discard them for the second time.
Because yeah, if you think someone's creepy and then they're accused of being a creep,
Again, let's not put words in Moist Critical Charles's mouth, okay? Let's not put words in his mouth. He didn't call you creepy. He said you were posting thirst trap type things when a lot of your audience are minors, okay? He didn't call you a creep. There's a difference. It is not a semantic difference. It is a factual difference. He might have. There's a difference, and the difference is intention. You could prove that he posted thirst traps. You can't prove that he intended to be creepy. I don't know, man.
clearly changes how you think. So I'm going to break down multiple things that Charlie said because I respect him. I respect his opinion. I think he's a super reasonable guy, and I think he's an awesome content creator. One of the things that he said is that I post creepy pictures and thirst traps.
He does.
Is that Moist Critical, the guy that voiced the trailer of the Mythos VTuber organization? That's crazy.
Post thirst traps.
That's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Uniquely, because I didn't reveal my face until last year, I can actually pretty reasonably show you every photo and video of myself that I've ever posted on the internet. So they're going to start scrolling by now in a completely random order. While you watch, it's important to note that what you post on something like Snapchat is very different than something you'd post on Instagram or Twitter. Snapchat runs ads every 5 or 6 photos and encourages you to post upwards of 100 photos or videos a day to have the most growth and make the most money. They only last 24 hours like an Instagram story. So on Snapchat, you kind of just spam.
Having a Snapchat is such a red flag, bro. Dude, why do you have a Snapchat? Holy shit.
Anything?
The only other YouTuber I know that has a Snapchat is Keemstar. And that's because he wants to report, you know, teen drama to kids. Like, bro, Snapchat's a red flag. Having Snapchat as an adult, that ain't kosher somehow.
So for me, it's silly filter.
Dude, do you know the definition of a thirst trap? Dude, we're gonna do this, bro. It's not posting porn, okay, bro? No one's claiming you're posting porn for minors, okay? A thirst trap is a type of social media post intended to entice viewers sexually, okay? I don't want to be that guy. Why did you take this picture? Did you not take this picture because you wanted viewers to be like, I love that guy. God, he's so hot. Like, why did you post this picture? For what purpose? I'm just asking. Dude, that's a normal pic. I don't know. He's posting it to children.
There's my cat. Whatever food I'm eating that day, if I get a haircut. Because of that, it's much easier to take one silly photo from Snapchat out of context and make it out to be something that it's not. On top of that, there's a lot of fake accounts that I think people fall for all the time.
It's also just like an overly personalized photoing that he does. Like overly personalized. I don't think that he's actually taking sexy pictures, but I do think he is taking pictures so that his audience feel like they're his friends. Like they want to know him better.
They post thirst trap captions using my photos, and with how many likes they get...
I turn lesbians back to normal. What do you do? What the frick? What the hell is that tweet? Okay, I know that's from a fake account, but...
There's a lot of people that casually scroll...
But also, why do you even post pictures like this? Who does that?
Twitter and think their posts are mine. There's one specific one that was extremely popular and verified before it was suspended. It posted tweets like this, and this, and this.
I mean, you do realize all those pictures are pictures you took, though, right? I mean, I know that he captioned it, but you did post that on Snapchat first.
These are just completely normal photos I posted of myself with no caption, but they repost them and put a weird caption. This has fooled tons of people, including people that have made pretty big videos about me, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if Charlie saw this account a couple times and thought its tweets were mine. A lot of people also say stuff like this.
I don't know why he still uses Snapchat. It's still kind of weird. I told you, if you're a grown man using Snapchat.
Which I think is...
Man's right. Man's so real. He's so right. Why is he showing that clip? He's just right. Don't use Snapchat. What are you doing? I'm sorry.
Super reasonable to think.
Obviously, it doesn't mean you're like a groomer or anything like that. That's obviously a totally different story, but like, come on, man.
If you don't know that there's creator accounts now that work very differently to normal Snapchat accounts, you can promote stuff to millions of people through Snapchat's algorithm, and even as of recently, you can make a lot of money, obviously encouraging you to post whatever random stupid photo you took.
I have no idea about the monetization of Snapchat, so I have zero input on any of this.
I mean, I hardly even log...
Even Boogie2988 said Snapchat was creepy. Well, that's it. Discussion over.
Into my Snapchat myself. And
Boogie's 30 years older than his girlfriend, so if he said that, then goddamn, holy crap. Never thought would I take something Boogie says with a grain of salt, but here we are.
Have someone else completely run the account. Because there's a manager account feature where I can just post from my personal Snap and never even see any of the messages. I also sometimes...
He has a personal Snap and a public Snap. Bro, what are you doing?
Have people
get off social media. Holy moly.
That I'm weird because...
Touch grass. I'm sorry.
Fan art account likes from my fan art account. So I just want to clarify, I'm not the one behind 99% of the likes.
See, I believe this. See, this is something that I just totally believe. I'm barely on Twitter now.
Made that public because it is beneficial for artists for people to think that it's me every time. But again, when it's being used against me to say I'm creepy, I have to clarify.
Hi. So I've ran Dream's public Snapchat since January 2022. There's nothing weird, and he doesn't really even log into it. I also run his fan art account and have been since January 2022 as well. I'm good friends with Dream and the Dream team, so he thought I'd be a good pick to run it. I mostly just like and retweet art. I'm banished from replying. Sometimes people will call him creepy for stupid stuff that I've liked, and I've never really taken it seriously because I just think what's being depicted in the art is funny to me, like DNF kissing art or something, because I'm their friend and it makes me laugh. It just happens to be really good art. But when it's being used to say that Dream is creepy or weird, I feel really bad because he's definitely not. There's been times that he's messaged me and told me to unlike something or asked why I was on a DNF liking spree. And he's definitely a silly guy, but people shouldn't use me liking art that I found funny or just thought was impressive artistically against it.
I don't know. I find that interesting. My guess is she just I do think she manages the account. I don't think he's not logged in. I think that's not true. I think they both like tweets. But dude, he asked you to not like these tweets. Why did you still like these tweets? And if he asked you to not like the tweets and you still did like the tweets, why didn't he fire you? Also, I don't think that this is an indication of anything. I think he could like whatever tweets he wants. I'm just saying. I just think this is a really weird way to go about that. I have such a different take than I think most social media people. My take is you can do whatever the hell you want. That's literally it. But don't lie to me. Bro, you could say, you know what? I find the art cool and funny and quirky. And I would say, you know what? Power to you. Go for it. But if you're going to make this whole thing a hullabaloo about how it's awful, but say it wasn't me, it was someone I hired and my friend, and I also told them many times not to do it, bro, either fire them or get new friends, because this person is getting you hate. Like, what is wrong with you?
I can still be more careful about what's liked on the account though, and I also can re-clarify my boundaries, which I do at the end of this video. But I will just say here that I've never...
My boundaries are anything in real life. That's my boundaries. You could freaking do whatever the hell you want with my avatar or any of that shit, but my boundaries are real life.
Supported not safe for work art of minors or from minors. I think that that's weird and gross, and I clarify my boundaries on myself later in the video, but generally it's just I don't want anything weird drawn of me. I also later have the person who used to run the account back in 2020 say something as well. But yeah, like 1 out of every 1,000 Snapchats I post, people end up spreading and making fun of, which is fine, of course, but it's when it's made out to be weird that it's disingenuous.
Yeah, again, I don't think his Snapchats are per se weird. I just think that he knows what he's doing, and he knows that he's just trying to get his audience to fall in love with him. I think that is legitimate. Maybe you don't want to call it thirst trappy. He doesn't. I don't know if he wants them to fall in love with him sexually per se, as opposed to just fall in love with him basically.
Not to say that I'm posting the exact same thing as everyone else, or that what I'm posting isn't different than other people. It definitely is. I was faceless for a very long time, never took pictures of myself, and had no social media before YouTube. So you're seeing literally my first time ever taking pictures, and I am just a little goofy. Again, it's fine to make fun of, like some of these pictures are stupid, but using them as evidence that I'm weird or making them out to be weird just isn't fair. I don't really take myself seriously. I don't think I'm super attractive. I don't think I'm super funny. I think a lot of people misunderstand some of the things that I post that are
Imagine needing to make a disclaimer saying, I don't think I'm super attractive, guys.
satire. A lot of my videos before I did Minecraft challenges were satire videos, and I still...
Oh my god, bro.
Take myself seriously. I don't think I'm super attractive. I don't think I'm super funny. I think a lot of people misunderstand
I think I'm
some of the
super
things that I
funny.
post that are satire. A lot of my videos before I did Minecraft...
Dude.
I think a lot of people...
I'm looking for one specific picture so I can make a really good joke to prove how super funny I am.
Things that I post that are
Ah! You ready? You're ready, gang? You ready? It's the juice! I don't know why I do this to myself. Oh my god, I cannot believe this! Oh my god, it's a conspiracy! Someone! Anyone! Alright, that was it. Okay, alright.
satire. A lot of my videos before I did Minecraft challenges were satire videos, and I still post a lot of satire. A perfect example.
Okay, I love the satire thing, because I am also very satirical. I think that satire gets taken out of context a lot, and I genuinely, truly do feel him so much on this. I 100% feel him so much on this. You do something that you try to do as satire and people taking it seriously, I think is is Internet 101. People are brain dead, especially on Twitter, and this is a completely and utterly legitimate take from Dream. Dude, H-Bomber guy called me an incel for my Twitch song. Which is like, you have no idea. What?
This is my unface reveal. I posted a video on my channel where I unrevealed my face. It's a satire video.
Okay, that I am still not sure to this day if that was satire or if that was some way of making fun of saying that I hate how much hate I got. I want to go back. I'm not sure.
Two best friends burst down my door, tell me that I'm ugly and to put my mask back on, which I agree with, make a professional mask, and then go through the McDonald's drive-thru with it on, while saying that I'm never taking
Yeah, so that part obviously is satire. I think the message of the video was not satire. That's why I think this take of his is, again, framed a little weird. This entire video is satire. However, the takeaway of this video is, I want to go back to the way it was before.
It off ever again. The number of people that took this seriously was in the tens of millions. People see the headline, assume that sounds like something that cringe guy would do, and then it's history. And the same thing happens with my TikToks. Like, almost my entire TikTok page is sarcastic, but every now and then, someone will take a TikTok of mine completely seriously. Like, I posted a video of me with the chat filter on and said no filter right after the face reveal.
Okay, that's just funny, honestly. That's just funny.
I made a TikTok where I take off the mask and use an ugly filter. Another TikTok where I make fun of the face leak photo, or many other sarcastic posts. But then I post a TikTok where I'm in a Walmart wearing my mask, and people take it so seriously. I get tons of hate and
okay, obviously this is not to be taken seriously. Dude, I agree with him, by the way. I totally agree with this guy on this take, for sure. I think it's just wild. It's wild how the internet could take things out of context just to shit on you for no reason.
Said how cringe it is that I would go shopping in my mask, that it's pathetic that I'm trying to hide my face after I already revealed it, or I post a TikTok where I sing one of my songs, say no auto-tune, and then kiss the camera. And it's that
I don't think that was sarcasm at all.
That I'm trying to be hot or think I'm such an amazing singer.
I don't think you think you're an amazing singer. I just think you want your fans to love you. I'm just saying.
Instead of that I'm self-aware and playing into the cringe.
No, I don't think you're playing into the cringe, because when the cringe is the fact that there are millions of children that are in love with you, playing into that cringe is weird. I don't know why he still isn't getting that.
I didn't watch that and go, you are so cool.
I don't think so, but I'm just saying.
You're such an amazing singer, and you're also hot. Like, it's not serious. Yes, I do post cringy stuff sometimes, and I'm not trying to say that I've never been cringy, or that you can't make fun of content that is intentionally cringy, but I've never posted anything that you could remotely say is a thirst trap, or inappropriate for my audience, because as you can see, in the context of all these other photos I've posted, it's not honest to single out one weird Snapchat out of context of the thousands I spam, and then say that I post creepy photos. But yeah, like, one photo I posted was heavily spread as a thirst trap by parody accounts, and it's this. I'm supposed to be dead. It's definitely not a thirst trap, but it's not like
okay, I agree. That's not a thirst trap. Like, come on.
Get to somebody and being weird. I was just spamming photos on my public story.
Oh no, George Not Found is giving him this slopperson.
Oh no.
What, dude? Someone made a video on this picture called Dream is a Freak? Oh my god. Oh my god, bro.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, it's goofy. It was not a thirst trap. I posted 1 or 2 photos with my shirt off ever, and this one's because I thought it was cool to see my hair comb back since it's always forward.
Yeah, it was okay, dude. But you get the point. There's no way you could not be getting the point they're trying to make, though. Like, you realize that someone with an audience of literally children that are watching you and that are sort of in love with you, you'd think that people aren't going to see this and be like, oh, it's weird. I think it's weird even in context, the way you're describing it.
And you can't even see me or my body. There's also this monstrosity that's frequently shared.
Okay, that's not supposed to be sexy. What the fuck is that?
Like, this is a gross photo. I look terrible. This is not a thirst trap. This is a terrible photo. This is just disgusting. I was just spamming photos, didn't think much of it, and posted it. And now it will haunt me until the end of time. I'm cringy and being serious when I make satire posts. I'm full of myself when I post a normal photo. I'm gross when I post a bad photo. I'm weird when I post a silly photo. It's just people assuming the worst or just not knowing who I am, which I guess is fair. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the thirst traps thing. But obviously that's just photos. Now in terms of other...
I don't know. I feel like that's a really weird take. I do think that the internet overhates this guy. Like, as far as legitimate evidence of anything, he's definitely overhated. But he's become like a meme because of how easy it is to make fun of him. Like, it's sadly easy to make fun of him.
Other stuff, I've definitely had my...
And the fact that every time this happens, he feels like going on a tirade on Twitter to defend himself just makes it so much worse. Dude, you imagine how humiliating it would be for me if every time someone posted the Twish Thought song on Twitter, I would reply and say, actually, this was taken out of context. It wasn't supposed to be that. The singing isn't that bad, guys. And also, the lyrics are kind of funny. And listen, it was satire. Dude, if I would do that every single time someone would call me out on Twitter, I would be almost as much of a lol cow as this dude.
Opinions morph over time, especially since I've face revealed and actually got to meet fans in person. But we can still talk about some old stuff that people frequently use to say that I'm weird. First of all, me calling my fan base kittens. This was a stupid tweet. If I could go back, never would have tweeted it. I completely understand that without knowing my intentions or what I actually meant, it could seem super weird. The whole Discord kittens meme wasn't as big yet, and I just tweeted.
The Discord kittens meme, call me out. I might be totally wrong on this, but as far as I know, the kittens Discord meme stemmed from Dream. The fact that Dream called his people kittens is why it became a meme.
So much, I just wasn't really thinking. It came out horribly, and I will never live this down. It is still something that my friends make fun of me for to this day. I was just trying to explain that when I say I love my audience, I don't mean in the same way that I love my friends or my family. That I mean it in the way that I love dogs, even though I don't know every dog personally. I can still
What even is this supposed to mean?
say I love dogs. I should not have said kittens, but it's not.
Oh, but if you would have said dogs, it would have been okay. Oh, you're right. You shouldn't have said kittens. You should have said dogs. I love you, puppies. That would have been so much better, Dream. You're so right for that. This is the worst analogy I've ever heard in my entire life. Bro, So yeah, the big difference here is I don't like you like people, I like you like pets. Like, I am an overlord, far above all of you, streaming to millions, and you are merely my pets. You are the Debbie to my Omni-Man. Thank you for the analogy. It sounds worse now. What does that even mean?
What I meant. It was a stupid tweet. I've tweeted tens of thousands of times the last few years. It wasn't my brightest moment, but it also wasn't me trying to...
Wait, did he seriously say this? It's an analogy, replace kittens with puppies or anything that fits? Does that really make it fit so much better? What the frick? What?
I've tweeted tens of thousands of times the last few years. It wasn't my brightest moment, but it also wasn't me trying to be weird or going kittens.
Again, I don't think he was trying to be weird. I just think he wants his audience to be in love with him, which is, I think, what a lot of creators do.
It was just an analogy that I regret using. Another point of evidence towards the Dream is Weird narrative was me, quote unquote, selling my baby pictures. In 2022, my merch company sold a flash drive that was Dream themed. It was going to be sold empty, and then my mom and my dad, who helped run my merch company, had the idea to put some random stuff onto the drive, so it felt more unique. I thought it was a cool idea. The content on the drive wasn't what was being sold. It was the slap wristband flash drive itself. We added some drafts of books I wrote from when I was a teenager, some memes, some old Minecraft screenshots of me and my friends, some notes and emails from teachers talking about me being rebellious in middle school.
Again, very personal stuff to get, like... I don't think this is, like, the worst thing in the world out, like, in a vacuum. Like, it's obviously incredibly personalized thing that are just very questionable why you would want to share this. Like, can I just make a statement? Going from the guy that was so scared to leave his house, literally too afraid to leave his house because he was so scared of getting doxxed, to selling his baby photos, really? Really, you're going to go from someone who is absolutely horrified of knowing anything about you to straight up jumping to being willing to divulge literally everything? That's quite the jump there.
And yes, 2 pictures of me from when I was a baby. The intent wasn't at all to sell pictures of me when I was a baby, which other celebrities...
Yeah, I don't think that was the point, but I do think the point is getting your fans, your kittens that love you, to know you on a more personal level, and ultimately to make money off of it, right? This was, dude, it's not fetish shit. Let's not take it that far, chat. Come on, bro. Let's be real here. It's not fetish. And I think it's just a cash grab on people that are in love with you, you are constantly... making them trying to make them fall more in love with you. Like, I think that's the weirdness. That's where the creepy part comes from. Like, it's true. You're right. Showing this leg over here isn't sexual. Obviously, that's not a thirst trap leg, but it's just a little intimate, I think. That's really throwing people?
These have actually literally done.
Man, milking them kittens.
It was just to show a little bit of where I'm from. Like, you would show pictures in a biography you would sell or something. It was my version of a little biography with writing and pictures and quotes. I think there's definitely something to be said about the concept of being in possession of a file of someone else's baby picture versus it just being in a physical book. So I totally get it. But you have to recognize that that's clearly not the intention.
Do you think it's healthy? Like, do you think it's healthy for someone to be so in love with somebody that they're going to buy their baby pictures? What are they going to do? They're going to hang your baby pictures on their fridge? Like, do you ever want that kind of relationship with some person you never heard of before on the internet? Like, I don't think you do.
Should be something funny or cringe to make fun of and not be a serious thing, like being about pedophilia. But yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell.
I don't think it's pedophilia. I just think it's not a healthy relationship to have with a child audience. And I do think it definitely, verifiably, is creepy.
By the pictures going by, I have a pretty normal life. I think I'm a pretty average guy, and 99% of the things I post online are extremely normal. Despite how much I've put myself out there, there's only a few weird out-of-context things to show for it, and a couple goofy photos.
Okay, bro. Mudahar, my boy, puts lots of his personal stuff out there, too. Pictures of himself with his wife, himself driving a car. And he's been doing it for years, bro. You, young fellow, have not been doing it for nearly as long. So by the fact that there are only 30 weird ones in the last year is weird.
So yeah, I think when people say that I post thirst traps or post predatory things to my audience, they're just misinformed. I don't think that Charlie...
I don't think it's predatory. But I'm just saying.
Is being malicious at all. It's just a lot of misinformation. And it's
I'm going to be binging all of Gumball right after this. I'm just saying.
Something I've never really made an effort to clear up. I always lean into the cringe, but when it's being used to strengthen serious allegations, that's when I kind of have to really break down how I am. But yeah, I mean, on top of all that, my audience is not as young as people think. This isn't a hill I'm gonna die on, because I know a lot of people have their minds made up or could not be convinced. Believe it or not, I have one of the oldest audiences in all of Minecraft YouTube.
I love this. This is like absolutely bullshit. Like there's no way. And I love how he prefaces, I have the oldest audience in all of Minecraft YouTube. Ah, so you have the oldest audience of children. I see. Interesting. Fascinating.
I started YouTube through coding and extremely complex stuff, like reverse engineering PewDiePie's Minecraft studio.
Yeah, but that's not where you have your actual audience from. You think you got your audience from coding and reverse engineering? Please.
My videos, even to this day, are super long, don't have that quick retention style editing or sound effects or...
Dude, it's called Minecraft Speedrunner versus 3 Hunters Grand Finale. You think that is not for children?
Anything that a lot of channels do. And I also have a large pro gamer audience because my video...
he has a pro gamer audience because pro gamers want to watch Dream, not, speedrunners that didn't cheat.
Videos involve a lot of technical skill. My audience outside of YouTube is younger, but the vast majority of people I get recognized...
Dude, first of all, these graphs are not usually real, just straight up because kids lie, right? Kids watch on their parents' accounts. That's one. 2, kids, when they sign up to YouTube, they make themselves whatever age they want. That's the second major thing. And the third important detail is, do you know how many people hate watch Dream? How many people watch Dream's response to drama? Guys, do you think that... Dude, do you think children watch his drama videos? No, I think that is the majority of this audience. Besides, you're admitting that over 11% of your audience are children. Like, even on this graph, which is probably wrong, more than 10% of your audience are children. Okay.
Is by on the street are college-aged. And usually dudes being like, what the it's Dream! On Twitch, I've covered heavy topics. In this video, I'm covering heavy topics. Me and my friends all swear on every other platform, and we're...
You swear? Oh, that's true. Kids hate swearing, guys. Did you know that Twitch is age 13 plus and they stream, blue ball porn? Okay, dude? Let's not make believe that swearing is like totally throwing kids out of your audience here.
Definitely not kids channels in any way.
We're not kids channels. I said the fuck word and it was crazy, bro. All the kids ran away. They've never come back. They're known for not coming back after that one time I said the fuck word. That's why he does it. Because of all the fuck words he says.
because I post Minecraft videos doesn't mean that my audience is just little kids.
It does. It does means that probably a large chunk of your audience are in fact little kids. That's true.
That watch me either used to play Minecraft or don't even play Minecraft at all. I think Charlie's audience is, of course, much older than mine, but if I posted photos like these, which, to be clear, if I was ripped as hell...
Let's go, Charlie! I take it all back. He's thirst trapping me. He's thirst trapping. No, I'm kidding, dude. Charlie's so awesome.
Like Charlie, I would, 100%. It would be made out to be predatory because it's me, when it's not at all. And that same standard isn't applied to TikTok stars or really anyone else.
It's creepy for TikTok stars, too, by the way. I'm just saying.
But me, just because I'm the Minecraft guy. A lot of the photos me and Charlie have posted are actually really similar. It's just...
Dude, I don't know if it's just the posting per se as much as it's the fact that you have a mostly child audience and you're constantly telling them how much you love them. You're right, maybe it is all satire. It's satirically kissing the camera and satirically making sexy sounds and satirically calling them kittens. But you know who doesn't get that it's satire? The 12-year-olds.
People cherry-picking goofy photos of mine and then making them out to be weird. When it's just me posting random photos.
Dude, why does he keep having this symbol?
Photos of mine and then making them out to be weird. When it's just me
does he... Is this relevant to like Minecraft lore or something? The shekel symbol that he has on his cheek all the time? Like, is there something I'm missing here?
Posting random photos because that's literally part of our job. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
Now to move on and talk about some really important stuff. Over the last year and a half, there's been a bunch of really serious...
All right, here's the really serious stuff. I think until this point in the video was relatively not great. All in all, he admits to 3 lies that he takes, and he, I think, misconstrues another situation a little bit. I just think he doesn't get the thirst trap argument. I don't think people think he's actually posting OnlyFans photos to Snapchat. I think that, I think much more likely he's, he just doesn't get why it's creepy that he's overly loving his fans. But I think he wants to admit to some faults until this point so people can really believe the next couple of points. And I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying I think that's why the video is framed this way.
Some were quickly disproved, others admitted they were lying, but there's still some that I'm going to address in this video. The first allegation made against me was pretty quickly discarded. It was an allegation of flirting and had some inconsistencies. I'm still taking it seriously though and don't want to overlook anything, so I'm going to talk about it now. The first ever allegations against me that were spread pretty far were made the day after my face reveal, on October 3rd, 2022. A girl named Anastasia tweeted out, "He's only face revealing because he's scared that I'll do it first." And then she followed it up by tweeting, "I'm too tired / real life struggling to get involved, but the YouTuber trending right now already face revealed to me years ago when he was flirting with me when I was a minor." Obviously because of my
so again, I don't take anything at face value. Like, Twitter loves this shit because it means you can hate on Dream, but like taking this at face value is literally destructive to society and hurts every victim that is a legitimate victim out there.
Face reveal, it took off, pointing out inconsistencies, asking questions, and so on. I didn't have any inappropriate contact with this person. I didn't have any sexual contact with this person. I hardly even remember who this person is at all. And the only messages I could even find with this person were friendly Twitter DMs. And even in those Twitter DMs, I mentioned that they had 18 in their bio, which they contradict. I definitely didn't face reveal to them. That's an obvious lie.
Yeah, I also think that that's an obvious lie. I don't think he face revealed to her. He doesn't even face reveal to his friends, right? Like, I do believe that. I really do believe that. Someone that's so secretive and so guarding for all of his life, I believe him that he never face revealed to her. Dude, I never face revealed to to someone over Discord, aside from Quite, okay? There was one beautiful moment where Quite and I were in a call and showing each other music that we liked, and then we both face revealed to each other, and it was beautiful. And that's literally the only time I've ever done that in my life, okay? What? Oh, God.
Almost nobody knew what I looked like at all before my face reveal. Not even most of my best friends that had known me my entire life, let alone someone I don't even remember talking to at all. She posted a screenshot of some texts and claimed that they were from me. She showed a screenshot of my TikTok being from your contacts to try and prove that the texts were from me, which people quickly pointed out isn't possible because I have a Google Voice number hooked up to my TikTok, which isn't iMessage like the text. And again, she never claimed any sexual misconduct. She never claimed anything related to nudity or sexting. This was also in early 2020, and she had 18 in her bio. With everything and all the inconsistencies, wasn't taking that seriously. But it's still worth noting because people still somehow say this is one of 3 victims.
Yeah, I think this is this is not legitimate at all. I think that's my humble opinion, is this is not legitimate.
Of mine. So yeah, before talking about the next allegation, I just want to address something that I think is pretty important. I see some people say, why respond to fans at all? Or that
True, he shouldn't, but most YouTubers do when they're small, right? Small YouTubers don't ever think they're going to be big YouTubers, and small YouTubers are just like everybody else, I guess, right? Not that big YouTubers become more special in any way, but big YouTubers become targets, which is sad and weird, but it's just the reality. Small YouTubers messaging fans, I think every single person does it because you're just part of a community at that point.
It doesn't matter what Dream said. The fact that he responded to a fan is creepy. And people saying that are missing a little bit of nuance. First of all, back when I started YouTube in 2019, obviously I had a very small community, even moving into mid-2020 before the Dream SMP. It's very common that when you have a smaller community, you're trying to grow your community. And part of how you do that is by interacting with people and responding and being active.
I guess. I don't know about responding and being active to grow your community. I think it's just because you start doing YouTube because you're passionate about a certain topic. You're passionate about the topic, so other people that watch you are obviously passionate about that same topic. You met like-minded people that are passionate about the same topic, and they talk to you, so you talk back. For example, do you know how I met Briggs? Briggs is a good friend of mine, still a good friend of mine to this day. I still talk to him pretty frequently. Love Briggs, great dude. Briggs, I got to know Briggs because he commented on my YouTube videos, and I got to know him through that, and he still, to this day, is a good friend of mine, right? That is a really great example of becoming close friends with someone from a comment section. However, that happened when I had very few subscribers, where people didn't get lost in a sea of comments, and where not everyone in my chat is constantly calling me out for pre-watching their death.
I've always been pretty active in my community, and when I was really small, I used to respond to just about literally everyone that DM'd me, even if it was just one-word answers. Obviously later on, and as I grew, I replied less and less, and things evolved over time with my fan base growth. Like, as an example, when I started my public Snapchat in 2019, I ran the account, but in early 2020, because I was growing, I completely passed the reins off to someone else, and pretty much never logged into it ever again.
Hi, I would like to remain anonymous, so I'm just going to be calling myself Rebecca.
Dude, why does everyone you have in this video have such a high-pitched voice? You are not doing yourself any favors, man. Oh.
I used to run Dream Snapchat starting in 2020.
I think this was probably someone in the community, probably, who was willing to do it and just did it.
Probably around the year, and I would like to...
Damn, bro has a harem. Bro has child labor. Chat, you people are evil. Also, you're so right.
All the messages, and I'd screenshot art or funny comments, and I would respond when it was appropriate. There is definitely nothing weird going on this account. Dream hardly even logged into it, and it was mainly
Again, I find it weird that this is like evidence to Dream. Again, I'll be honest, my gut feeling is to believe him. I'm a cynic, and I do believe him. Even though this is not evidence. This doesn't sound like evidence at all. In fact, I think it's more likely that Dream, or one of Dream's PR guys, wrote this for her to read out. I don't even know if this person is a real person. You can't even verify that this person legitimately exists. Why is her saying these things evidence?
He never used it inappropriately, and although I no longer work for Dream, I am not aware of him ever acting inappropriate with fans or anyone underage.
Most, if not all, of the Snapchats I've posted since then have been through the manager account feature, meaning I use my normal Snapchat and post to my other account like a story, without even ever logging in or seeing any messages. I think that when people talk about messaging or becoming friends with a fan, most people are thinking of a stan or a super obsessive fan, because...
No, I think stans go one way. I think becoming friends with a fan, that problem is that it goes both ways.
What makes you a fan? Having watched one video, 2 videos, 10, being subscribed? There's levels to it. My point being that when you're talking about messaging someone and it being weird, there has to be a weird dynamic. Obviously, a streamer that's subscribed to me and has watched my videos in the past and DMs me should not be looked at the same as a random person that does the exact same thing.
I think it's if the messages are weird, mostly. I think... First of all, I think messaging your community is a bad idea in general. Like, if you're a large YouTuber or streamer, it's a bad idea. But just because you respond to people, it does not make it inherently weird. It's the contents of the messages that make it weird.
I've had fans of mine turn into friends of mine, but I don't go seeking out friendships with people who have obsessions with me. There's a difference between a fan of mine who reacts to my videos because they're entertaining and makes some content about me because that's what gets views that I end up becoming friends with, than a random stan that posts thirst edits of me. Obviously a massive difference. There's a difference between a random stan in a Twitch chat that watches every stream.
That was such a great clip. I love Schlatt so much.
Because they love you, and a regular viewer that's in your community because they have common interests with you that you end up becoming friends with.
See, I agree with this take. I agree with this take.
Point, they're no longer a fan. they're a friend. And in some cases, becoming some of the most beloved couples on the internet. My point is that there's a lot of nuance. It's a responsibility of a creator.
I still think PewDiePie marrying Marcia is like the best moment in YouTube history.
To be able to recognize dynamics, avoid any weird ones. You can't just look at the fact that somebody follows you or has watched a couple of your videos and write them off as, oh, they're a fan. Therefore, we can have no conversation. I was also fans of a lot of my friends before I became friends with them. A lot of people that I ended up hiring as editors or artists or really anything are fans. And then, of course, you can become friends. Again, the whole point is that there's a lot of specifics to it. You can't just write somebody off completely. But again,
I don't think this point needs to be in this video. Like, if you're talking, there are 3 cases where there are grooming allegations. You should be debunking these claims. You should not be going on a whole tangent about how not all relationship with fans are inherently creepy. It's like a lot of wandering, and I don't think it's necessary to be here, even though, yeah, I do agree with him.
Again, that's fans. That's not stans. Otherwise, moving back to the next very important thing. Now, the second allegation is what I'm going to talk about in extreme detail. Second allegation came out soon after the first and said that the first allegation was why they were sharing their story. It was from a girl that claimed that when she was 17, we inappropriately messaged. This did not happen. Let's get into the details. On September 25th,
all right, baby, let's do it. Allegation 2.
2020, Amanda messaged me from her personal Instagram account, sending a message that was clearly a fan message. She thanked me for saving her life, and I replied to this message. In September of 2020, I was a lot smaller than I am now, so I got a lot less DMs.
I don't know. I've seen your pictures from before your weight loss. You were a lot bigger. All right, I'm sorry. That was below the belt. That was wrong of me, honestly.
And I was much more active in like the fan communities and replying to people. And all I replied was, "Oh, thank you for the kind words." And then I also replied, "Glad to make you smile," after she followed up with the message. I put a transcript of every Instagram message that I've ever sent her linked in the description. It might not be.
I don't know. It is very friendly-ish, like more friendly-ish than it needs to be. I don't know.
Every message that she sent me.
So, by the way, I also get messages occasionally from random people being like, "I am lonely?" ? Like, do you wanna hang out? Do you wanna? And I just don't respond, obviously,
because there's.
But
proof that she deleted Instagram messages to me. An old TikTok of hers has messages from me that wasn't in her post with the accusations when she showed our messages, but my transcript tried to include those and piece it together. But again, it might not be all of them because I don't know what she deleted. I only know what she deleted from the thing she accidentally showed in her old TikTok of the deleted messages. Amanda, on the other hand, how are you doing, Dream? September 25th. The next day I replied, "I'm good. Thank you. How are you?" Amanda, the same day, replied,
"Oh my God, he's just reading his transcript of DMs to prove this."
"I'm doing okay. Could be better. Could be worse. Thank you for asking." Amanda replied, "How's your kitty doing? I love cats." I replied and said she's doing amazing. September 28th, so 3 days later, Amanda said, "Dream, I need some advice. I'm trying to become a small streamer on Twitch, but not a single person joins my streams. How do I get an audience?"
Yeah, this just seems honestly pretty basic stuff. Again, I don't know exactly why he's showing all of this, but this is all just completely basic stuff that's legitimate.
October 2nd, so a few days later, I replied and said, "Try and play with your friends, maybe? Post clips to Reddit and stuff." And then she replied and said, "Okay, thank you," with a heart. The next day, she messaged me again and said, "Dream, would you ever consider playing Among Us with me? XD." I guess this was during the Among Us craze. We're still in 2020. October 5th, 2020, I replied, "Maybe."
Yeah, that's bullshit. That is absolutely bullshit. I'm just saying, that is bullshit. This is like this need of placating people that Dream seems to have always. I don't do that, bro. I don't believe in that, and I think that's wrong, bro. Maybe, Heart? Maybe. My ass, maybe. You were playing Among Us with PewDiePie and Pokimane and those gamers. You are not saying maybe to a rando friend person from a chat somewhere. The maybe is a lie. It is giving false hope, and it is not true at all. I've had people ask me these questions, like just getting a random DM or email, "Hey Nux, I was wondering, could we play Among Us together?" And my answer, if it's someone that is just a fan, my answer, I either do not respond or I say, to be honest, I only play with people I know. The end. The weird stringing along is weird. I'm just saying, and it's this need for love that I think he doesn't get why people think is strange from an outside perspective.
Heart. Amanda said, "LOL, I'll take the maybe. That would be sick." I didn't reply. This is a month and a little bit later. Amanda said, "Hi, Dream." And then she sent another message that was deleted after she made the allegations. But we don't know what it was. We only know the last couple characters. And again, we only know it exists because she messed up and included it in an old TikTok of hers. And then I replied and later and said, "Hi." Amanda said, "How are you?" November 16th. So that's another few days later. I replied and said, Good. How about you?" She replied and said, "I'm pretty good. Thank you." November 30th. So, another 2 weeks later. Amanda said, "Hi, Dream. I want to actually..."
He should have blocked. I don't know if he should have blocked, but he definitely should have not responded.
To become a streamer, like
I don't block anybody. It's like my opinion, my stance. I don't block anybody ever just because I don't want to give them the satisfaction of me blocking them. But I do ignore.
you and your friends. I'm just so uneducated on what supplies I need. Can you recommend me all the products I need to successfully stream, like computer, cam, mic, headset, etc.? You have no idea how I would appreciate it. December 5th, 2020. So like a week later, I replied and said almost everything I have was recommended by Bad Boy Halo. Haha. Amanda replied, and she sent another message that she deleted after she made the allegations. That again, we won't know what it was. December 26th, so almost a month later, Amanda sent a video. We don't know what the video was. I don't think it was opened. I don't know though. I didn't reply. January 5th, Amanda said again, "Hi Dream, I just want to say happy late New Year."
Dude, I have people that do this too. Just ignore them. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Merry Christmas. Congratulations on everything.
Why is he reading all of this?
Accomplished this year. I hope I am fortunate.
Does he think longer runtime means a more legitimate video?
One day to be as successful as you. If you could tell me what kind of computer you have, that'd be great. January 16th, so 11 days later, I replied, "Thank you." Amanda replied, deleted message, and then part of it was, "How are you?" But obviously I didn't reply. April 13th, so a while.
Oh my god, he keeps going. He just keeps fucking going.
Later, Amanda messaged me again and said, "Hi."
Okay, we get it. We get it. We get it, bro. We get it. We get it.
You do reply, applying to her. You seem clear.
Yeah, great question.
Disinterested. You're taking days or weeks to reply, and then when you do reply, it's very dry. Well, Instagram has a really stupid feature that makes it so that once you've replied to someone's DMs once, you can't remove their ability to personally message you.
That is the worst response in the world. Why would he say something like this? Dude, I watched this video the first time, and I didn't even pick up on this. That's not the problem. What are you saying? Just don't respond. Okay, they can message you, great, but don't respond. And they'll message you a second time. And you know what you'll do? Not respond. And then you know what'll happen when they message you a third time? You won't respond again. And that'll be it. And they will never message you again. You could ignore stuff. Just because they have the ability to message you, it doesn't mean you have the obligation to answer. Oh, give me a break. Are you kidding me? You should have just said, well, they were messaging me and it was innocuous, so I just answered. Because that's the truth. This is not true. Okay, it is technically true that it is a real feature that Instagram has, but it is not true that this is why you responded to her. You responded to her because you didn't think anything of it. It was an innocuous conversation. That's the truth. I will never be convinced that the reason why he responds is because she has the ability to message him.
Unless you block them. You cannot be following them. You can delete them from your inbox. They can still message you and pop up in your notifications. I'm showing an example on screen of my DM continuing to pop up on my alt account, just to show how it works. Obviously, given I replied to Amanda back in 2020 when I had a much smaller community, she was stuck in my inbox for the rest of time.
That's such a... And just because she's in your inbox, okay, that doesn't mean you have to answer. Like, I am so confused. I am literally so confused as to what he's trying to do here.
You can temporarily delete someone from your inbox, and it deletes all of your messages.
Dude, do you have any idea how many messages I get everywhere? Dude, I am nowhere nearly as famous as Dream, okay? This guy, he's 20 times more famous than I am, all right? More, okay? I will never be as famous as Dream, thank God. I don't want to ever be as famous as Dream. But I get so many messages that I just ignore. Like, what?
Message history to them for you, but they can still message you, with now a blank DM history. So at one point, wanting her to stop DMing me, I swiped her out of my inbox multiple times. It's actually completely provable that I did do this. I'm showing a video of my Instagram DMs to Amanda now, where they start in December of 2021, much later than her original DMs. Because you can't delete other people's individual messages and you can only delete entire conversations, this proves 100% that I was trying to delete her ability to message me in 2021. It also shows a problem. The only messages that I can see from Amanda were from December 2021 onward.
How is this a problem?
No context or recollection of her original messages to me that made it clear that she was...
See, I do believe him on this. I don't think this was grooming. I don't even think he had inappropriate conversations with her. Just from my personal look at this, from an outsider with zero skin in the game, I don't think... Just like Twitch chat, you ignore most of it. Of course I do. Of course. What am I going to do? Respond to everybody?
I'm a really big fan. I don't remember everyone that messages me, who they are, where I know them from, so on. She messaged me from her personal Instagram, had no connections to any fan accounts, didn't send me any more fan messages, and she had DM'd me many times talking about content creation and streaming.
Does that mean that you have an obligation to respond? Dude, do you not realize that her messaging you for content creation and streaming is just because she knows that that's something you're passionate about, so that you could respond, extend the olive branch, and then just she could open up the conversation further. You do know that that is the point, right? Like, she doesn't actually care about content creation, or she wouldn't ask you once a year about content creation.
Some of which she deleted. She seemed very normal, friendly, and implied strongly that she was overage. What I thought about her age doesn't matter.
Implied strongly that she was overaged? Where was there any implication of anything? Saying that she implied she was overage means that that is a conversation that happened at some point. You should have just said, this never came up. You were just talking about content creation and Among Us.
That much because nothing inappropriate happened, but it does matter to show my mindset because I don't go around befriending underage girls.
I don't know. I don't think he befriended this girl, but I think that if this girl was a child, I don't know if this girl was a child or not, okay? I have no idea. But if this girl was a child, I don't think he wouldn't have responded because of that. I think that he is incredibly liberal with responding to every motherfucker that messages him. Incredibly liberal, and he doesn't even care if they're adult. He doesn't care if they're children. I'm not saying anything inappropriate ever happened. I don't think anything inappropriate happened, specifically with this case, but I don't think he cares. He didn't ask, he didn't check, he didn't care.
Or people that are obsessed with me or my content. To the best of my knowledge, she was neither. Continuing with the transcript, now we get to the very end, which was our first real conversation. This one was about music, which makes sense. It's something I'm really passionate about. At the time,
Sure.
I was working on a song called Trust Issues and some other random music projects. And in the middle of us talking about music, I gave her my...
Dude, it's so sad when someone's so passionate about music and their music career is one big meme because everyone keeps shitting on it. It's so sad.
Snapchat. I said, add me on Snapchat. And she said, sure thing. Just added you.
Okay, that is damning shiz, man. You should have never done that. Okay, again, not damning that he's actually grooming anybody, but it is damningly obvious as to what he is willing to do for appreciation. That is creepy.
I was sharing music snippets with a bunch of people at the time, and as we were talking about music, I wanted to share them with her. And I'm obviously not gonna...
Why? Why would you want to do that? This is someone that you don't know, that is a fan of you for some reason, that you know nothing about, that you allegedly don't know her age at all. But bro, that is such a horrible decision.
To send snippets of a new song over Instagram. Now, I've pretty much always used Snapchat as one of my main forms of communication.
Holy there's so much wrong with that sentence.
It's actually the first social media I ever got because a friend of mine wanted to start a streak with me. And it's something I started using a lot more when I became faceless on YouTube. Because yeah, stuff is deleted. You don't have to stress over people analyzing or leaking everything you say. And for me, even for something as simple as a picture of my cat, people used to zoom into my cat's eyes to look at the reflection to try and dox me.
He says that like it's creepy, but that is not weird at all for Twitter standards. Like, he's like, bro, I had to hide myself even from my cat's eyes. Dude, do you realize I have people zooming into like specks in the background where saying that it could be me in different conventions and stuff? Like, dude, and that's me, okay? I am nowhere nearly as famous as Dream.
This was not uncommon at all. So of course I felt much more comfortable using Snapchat during this period, especially with people that I wasn't great friends with, but even with my best friends. Now let's go over her actual claims in detail. Amanda claims that after I added her on Snapchat on January...
Yeah, he went from ignoring her texts to inviting her to Snapchat to talk about music. I don't know, man. That's weird. Again, I don't think this proves that anything weird happened at all, because if something weird did happen, I think she would have released this, but she didn't release this. This claim isn't even coming from her, so I think it is probably just Twitter trying to make a big deal out of nothing. But that said, someone needs to give this man a course in how to not talk to people online. Yeah, as Mudahar likes saying, the easiest part of my day is waking up, brushing my teeth, and not talking to minors.
17th, 2022, that we started sexting. She showed that her birthday, when she would turn 18, is on February 17th. Exactly a month later. She claims that we sexted from around the 17th of January, the day I added her on Snapchat, to the 10th of February, and then that it stopped. She said that while she was still underage, we exchanged nudes. Her evidence of this was 2 photos of, supposedly me, from after she was 18, complimenting her. Her final important claim was...
Yeah, again, that is not proof. That is not evidence, and I don't believe it just because it is not evidence.
...that she traveled to Orlando in August and that we planned to meet up and have sex. And I just want to make sure that I blatantly deny this before continuing. None of this is true. And now I'm going into more...
I do believe him. I really do believe him.
Detail. Now, unfortunately, because she didn't...
Again, I believe him with a grain of salt because he's lied about so many things in the past, but... I do believe him.
Provide any proof of these things, it's difficult to be specific about some of the things she claimed. It's much easier to completely make up that something happened than it is to prove that it never did. Like if I said right now, prove to me 100% that you never sexted a specific person that you've had.
I literally could. I've never had a Snapchat account. Prove to me you didn't sext anyone on Snapchat. I never had a Snapchat in my life. So there you go, I guess.
Not on Snapchat at any point, it would be impossible to do. But what I can do is lay out all the inconsistencies, talk about the proven lies, the specifics, point out questions that were never asked, and provide all of the evidence that I have. And I believe that luckily, that's way more than enough. So first, I want to talk about the timeline. Every contact we've ever had with each other before January 17th is the Instagram DMs, which I just read to you, which are now all public in their entirety in the description of this video, other than the messages that she deleted. She claims that sexting started around January 17th and that sexting stopped February 10th.
So from the 17th to maybe February 10th is the time frame where we were sexting.
So even if we say that it started a couple weeks before it stopped, you'd have to believe that every message you've just seen, we went from that to sexting days later in 2022 before my face reveal. Even if
Yeah, again, I don't think that's true, just because I don't think Dream, at his height of popularity before his face reveal, would talk to someone like this. I don't think so. I don't. And the fact that Twitter wants him to be bad so much that they are willing to destroy him for this is, I think, insane. Until there's proof, how dare you?
If you want to give her the maximum benefit of doubt and say that she confused the timeline, she turned 18 on the 17th, 1 week after she claimed the sexting stopped, so there's not much leeway. Secondly, we can talk about her Twitter. She tweeted out defending me from hate on my face reveal 10 days before the allegations, and was liking my tweets, including a subscriber milestone tweet 2 days before she tweeted her allegations.
Damn.
With the timing of the face reveal and her allegation, my belief is that there was a lot of hate and that it's easy to get spiteful and join in on a hate train. I had ignored multiple of her Instagram DMs and stuff.
Honestly, I think that it was because she was getting attention from Dream, she stopped getting attention from Dream, and she knew that the best way to get attention from Dream was to make up some bullshit. I really do think that is the reason. That's my headcanon. That was totally, and the source is I made it the fuck up. I'm just completely putting that out there. Memento Marty, thank you so much for the sub.
Snapchat messages in recent months, and I had also made a new Snapchat that I didn't add her on. I still
Dude, just to stop making Snapchats, honestly.
used my old Snapchat occasionally, but I just rarely responded. That's my only real explanation for why she flipped so quickly from being publicly positive to me to lying about me, but I guess I'll never really know. Thirdly, the only photos she showed as proof that I groomed her were both pictures from based on her own evidence after she was 18, meaning even if we give her the benefit of doubt and assume everything she's provided is real and truthful, she was 18 when these messages would have been sent, and I had no context to the fact that she was more than a small streamer. But on top of that, I unblocked her Snapchat, went through our Snapchat chats, and couldn't find either of the messages that she was talking about. I also downloaded all of our Snapchat logs using the Snapchat data tool, which she can do as well.
God
and
damn.
neither of the compliments that she showed were in the logs. Now, honestly, this is pretty useless information because there's almost no messages in the logs at all, but it's still extremely weird that she was asked for these logs many times. It takes 5 minutes to download, and she
Yeah, I think she's lying. She's probably lying.
never did it.
18 doesn't mean mature or not vulnerable. But this isn't true, probably. Okay.
Probably because it doesn't support what she was saying.
I think that he's creepy. I don't think that he's, at least not in this instance, is this a legitimate allegation. There was no evidence. What are you doing? What is wrong with you?
On top of those things, from everything she had told me, she was 19, and we had no inappropriate contact. The context of these messages would be a 22-year-old creator calling a 19-year-old streamer gorgeous on a birthday post while giving her a...
Yeah, that's weird anyway, but not the point. I am not as charitable as you are, bro, but no, that is weird. I don't know why he doesn't think that that's weird. 24-year-old, very famous YouTuber calls a absolutely irrelevant streamer, and I'm not even being mean, like, she doesn't stream, beautiful and gorgeous, is weird. Now, I don't think it happened, but if it did happen, it would be a little strange.
gift card as a birthday present. Finally, she said that we planned to meet up and have sex in August when she was in Orlando.
It was suggested that we meet up and have sex. I was either going to have him come to the resort I was at, or he was going to pick me up and bring him to his house.
First of all, this was before my face reveal. I did not leave my house. I was massively paranoid. I was not meeting up with a random person I had just met 2 months before my face reveal.
I do believe him on this, honestly. Just as a fellow person that didn't face reveal, I do believe him. I wouldn't meet up with a fan. Ever, probably.
Let alone at a resort, which is what her claim was. I'm gonna go ahead and play a phone call with my mom, just to give you some perspective from before my face reveal.
However, this, I think, is not relevant at all. It's useless. Like, this conversation, again, this isn't evidence.
How many times do you think that I left the house between 2021 and my face reveal?
Wow, I don't know, 3? Maybe 4.
my god, fucking nerd, touch some grass.
What did I leave the house for whenever I left the house?
Well, I know you went to the dentist 3 times.
Why is his mom keeping such good track on him anyway? Yikes, man. And you wonder why you have bad social skills.
And then I think one other time was when you had the kidney stones. So
oh yeah, you're at the hospital.
I think those were the only times you left the house.
Didn't he say that when he was swatted, he ended up on his front lawn in handcuffs? That counts as out of the house.
And we were worried because we didn't want you to call 911 because we didn't even know if they would come because of all the fake swattings.
Oh, so you mean that a lot of the swattings didn't actually end up having the police show up, even though you said that you got swatted daily and police showed up daily? Again, I think that these are little white lies and little white exaggerations, but they add up.
Everything, so I had to come get you and take you to the
That's true.
hospital. So it was probably 5 times that you left.
Okay, what was the process when we did leave the house? What was the process like?
Crazy. I pulled into the garage, shut the garage door. You would get in the back seat, way back of the van, with a blanket over yourself, and you wouldn't come out from under the blanket until we were
Oh
on the
my
highway.
god, bro.
I was a little paranoid.
A little bit.
What was the inside of the house like? What precautions did we take?
Oh my gosh, it was like a cave. Every window was covered, even the high windows.
Bro needs to get those 3 micrograms of Pokimane cookies ASAP, bro. Man did not get enough vitamin D. Oh my god, gotta eat all the Pokimane cookies.
That were arches. We had to like tape curtains over them so that even a drone wouldn't be able to see in. Everything was covered. Yeah, so we.
And he went. Let me just remind you. He went from that to this. This is where I find it weird. First of all, none of this is proof of anything. I'm just saying. I believe that he didn't go out and meet a fan, but this is not proof of that. That's 1. 2, and here I think is the weird part. Just trying to understand this person's personality. This guy went from someone who lived in a cave to someone selling his baby pictures online. Always being outside and in bars and with friends, posting pictures of himself all over the place on Snapchat over the course of a week. That doesn't sound like a real person. Extreme introvert to extreme extrovert over the course of an instant? That is weird. I don't want to say that it's a lie, because I don't know if it's a lie, but it doesn't feel real somehow. And again, this is coming from a known and confirmed liar who admitted to 3 lies in this video. 4, maybe, even.
Banker
Maybe I lost count.
come to the house because you wouldn't go out of the house, but we needed to set up bank accounts. Whatever it was that needed to happen, we were the ones that did it so that you didn't have to go out.
Okay, thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Very, very cute. Very cute. And his fans let out a collective "aw" because of how cute that call was.
Again, as you can probably tell, what she claims definitely didn't happen. Either she's telling the truth and her story makes sense, or she's not, and it doesn't. Now, some other stuff to note. After her allegations, she deleted a lot of evidence. She unliked a lot of tweets she had liked. She deleted replies of hers on Twitter and TikTok that hurt her credibility or contradicted what she was saying. She deleted Instagram DMs to me and only got caught because she accidentally showed them in an old TikTok of hers, and that's all completely factual and documented. Later, she was bragging on TikTok.
I love how he needs to say that because of how little actual factual stuff he has until now.
Her jealous, saying, "I'm gorgeous and my favorite YouTuber thought so too." It's giving jealous. Not treating the serious situation that she claimed happened seriously at all. People also found old tweets.
Again, this is like a stupid argument. Okay, I don't want to be mean here, but this is a bit of a dumb argument because the whole issue with grooming kids is that they don't know that you're doing something horrible to them until later. So if it is true that you groomed somebody, and at that time they are excited about it, congratulations, you just defined grooming. Like if they say, "Oh wow, Dream called me beautiful," and then 2 years later they're like, "Holy shit, that was incredibly inappropriate." That is grooming. So this argument is nothing. Again, I don't think this happened. I do believe Dream that this didn't happen just because I don't think he showed his face to somebody. But this argument sucks.
Tweets of hers where she was replying very inappropriately to other streamer friends of mine. She was even banned in one of my friend's chats for saying she wanted to sit on his face. These accounts weren't linked to her Instagram, so I would have had no idea about them. She also replied to fans of mine questioning her with slurs.
Slurs! Ah! True, how can you believe her now? You're gonna believe her now? Dude, I love how how is that relevant, bro? You were hanging out with Gumball Guy, and Gumball Guy said that. Oh, what the frick?
She also said that she was gonna lie and tell me that she was 18, but that she changed her mind, I guess.
So I was going to lie and tell him I was 18.
She said she would provide proof of the fact that she told me she was 17 and that I still sexted her tomorrow.
But I didn't, and that proof will come out tomorrow.
And guess what? She never posted proof.
See, that's why I don't believe her. Like, guys, just because I'm saying that a couple of Dream's points suck and he's lying a couple times, I want it to be completely clear that I think that she is the liar in this situation. I do think these are false allegations. I'm just saying that why would you structure the video like this?
Because this never happened. She tweeted out thanking people for all the support and claimed at the end that I deleted our DMs, right as she tweeted this. And specifically said, my end too, which means her DMs too. Well, I just want to point out that this is impossible. There's not a single mainstream social media platform that lets you delete both people's messages. And we only had each other on Instagram and Snapchat, where you can't do that on either. She claimed that she was laughing and was going to prove people wrong with pictures of my penis, to which, again, never happened. Lastly,
okay, dude. We get it. She's a liar. We're making this video a little bit faster just because we get it. She's a liar. You're kind of repeating yourself a little bit too much at this point. Sorry.
She tweeted saying that she's getting the law involved and going to the police. Said she's going to put me in jail unless I confess. She said she would provide more evidence. She didn't. She said she would upload her Snapchat logs. She didn't. She said she would sue me. She didn't. And now I'm making this video. She provided absolutely no proof for any of her claims and said that she didn't have any because she wanted her favorite YouTuber to trust her, which could be a completely valid argument, except the pictures that she posted were from a second phone, meaning there was no risk of me knowing. She was taking pictures of compliments from a second phone, but has no evidence of anything sexual, has no evidence of us planning to meet up and have sex, apparently from after these pictures were secretly taken, has no evidence of a singular inappropriate message from me or her.
We get it! She lied!
Or even anything at all that isn't a story reply from Snapchat's story page of all your friends? What's more likely? She happens to have no evidence of anything she's claiming, even from things she claimed happened after she was taking pictures secretly using a second phone. Or she doesn't have any evidence because it didn't happen. She factually deleted and hid messages.
Dude, I love that I made this video faster, and it's just proving the fact that he's saying so little. You did not say anything new recently.
Actually lied about me.
I genuinely think he wanted the video to look dauntingly long so that people could believe him. A lot of people see a long video and they're like, oh shit, he must be telling the truth.
Messages that I didn't. She called people doubting her jealous of her, was banned from streamers' chats before this for posting sexual things, and she lied about having specific pieces of evidence that she never provided because they don't exist. If she's...
Why didn't he just say, she claimed all these things, she had zero proof. Where's the proof, bitch? It didn't happen. The end!
Willing to factually lie, cover up, and hide things. How can you trust anything else she says as being representative of the truth? Lastly...
Okay, dude, you also lie and cover up and hide things, so that's a weird argument.
Once again, she said she was going to take legal action. She then tweeted a picture of the inside of a police station, and also said she'll come back with more evidence.
Okay, this is actually a huge Dream W coming up. I think this was the biggest Dream W in the whole video, what we're about to see. Again, yes, I did pre-watch this video, and I have, like, notes and everything to cover this properly because I really wanted to be thorough about it.
Patient, that it's a process, and that it could be days. And that's her last tweet. It's been almost a year and a half now. Obviously, nothing happened. I waited and waited. Then, I got impatient. So I asked my legal team to look more into it. They got all of her information, and after filing many requests, they couldn't find anything. So, annoyed and still impatient, I asked them to get more specific. And after a lot of digging, my legal team was able to track down exactly where this picture is from.
Huge Dream W! I'm just saying, this is the biggest W in the entire freaking thing. He found the door from her picture. Huge Dream W, honestly. Colossal Dream W on this one. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
Based on the colors of the walls, the cameras, and a plaque outside the door. Then had someone go to the police station and requested specific records from this specific police station. And checked every record they could, criminal and civil.
I didn't find anything. I didn't find either one of those names.
And there was no information at all. I was not even in their system.
You're not listed in my system at all.
So if you want to believe everything she said, you have to believe either one of these two things. Either one, she lied, this photo is fake, she never filed anything, and if she's lying about that, why would she not be lying about literally everything else? Or two, the picture is real, and whatever story she told didn't even meet the minimum required standard of proof to file a single piece of paperwork that my legal team could find in over a year and a half. I also sent a photocopy of my driver's license identification to this specific police station. A copy
doesn't show his face reveal, doesn't answer the door, sends his driver's license.
We have Amanda's information and let them know I was happy to answer any questions. To which, again, nothing ever happened. Not a single question, there was not a single case, accusation, or anything substantial enough to even have me in any system. And inevitably, when after this video, she makes another thread or another post reiterating the same lies that she has already said, or promising even more things that she never follows through on.
See, again, I think she's lying. I think false allegations have almost become trendy in some really sad way on the internet. And it's tragic. It's honestly tragic.
The police, or sue me. The standard of proof for you suing me is only proving that it's more likely than not that you're telling the truth. 51%. Come take my money, but she won't.
Bro never left his house. Also, bro has a driver's license.
Because if she does, they're not going to treat it like it's Twitter. She's going to have to address all the lies. She's going to have to address all the inconsistencies. She's going to have to address her weird comments, her false promises, her character.
This is never going to court, bro, because she lied for clout. She lied for attention. We get it, okay? That's what I believe. That is genuinely what I believe in this one specific case.
And most importantly, be held accountable in her real life for what she's saying. This isn't online drama. This is real life stuff. There are real victims that have been manipulated, abused, and taken advantage of. Amanda, you are hurting actual victims. You are diminishing the very real trauma that victims of grooming and abuse have gone through. You are making it harder for real victims of abuse to come forward.
All right, preacher dream has arrived.
You are not a victim. You are not doing a good thing. No matter how terrible you think I am, or that the ends justify the means, you are hurting victims. Just in case this video isn't enough for you to realize that, check your mailbox. And that's all I have to say about these allegations. Now, before continuing with other stuff, I want to talk a little bit about what happened after these allegations. After these allegations and after my face reveal, I'll be honest, I lost a lot of motivation. I distanced myself from Minecraft, and I even thought about quitting and...
He distanced himself from Minecraft, guys.
Retiring. Of course, it was pretty scary, and I just wanted to be able to upload Minecraft videos and...
He's so vulnerable in this video, everybody.
...with my friends without worrying about people trying to ruin my life or attack my family or make up lies about me. And after all the swatting and doxing and fake allegations, it really just felt not worth it anymore. But also, I'd basically been stuck inside for the majority of the last 4 years, so I just thought I'd step back for a little bit. I traveled with my friends, I met a lot of creators for the first time, I worked on music, had my tour, and really just stepped back from my online life. And I feel like during...
Goes from not speaking to fans ever to hosting tours. I don't know, man. It's weird.
This time, I really disappointed a lot of my friends and their fans as a result. I didn't spend as much time on the finale of the Dream SMP as I should have. I wasn't good at communicating about anything, really, including important stuff for some people. I went very inactive on everything, and I pretty much isolated myself from most creators that weren't in my immediate circle. There was a looming...
I distanced myself from everyone. I distanced myself from content and social media. Except Twitter. I shot myself on the foot in Twitter once a week. I made sure that people on Twitter made fun of me constantly for the things I did there. But every other social media, it was too much.
Cloud over me, and I felt bad talking to people because I didn't want to bring any negativity towards anyone. Later on, I got pretty insecure about my creator friendships that weren't people that I was super close with before YouTube. And even though everyone that I was friends with was very supportive and had my back and would reassure me privately, I still couldn't help but worry that because there were people online spreading hateful things about me, that it would impact their view of me personally.
How is this a vulnerable video? How can you see this video and misconstrue it as a vulnerable video?
When I ended up making a massive mess by tweeting publicly about a problem that I had with Quackity because he wasn't replying to me for a while. We had both made...
This was a huge bullshit of Dream. This I think was, again, one of the major catalysts for Dream hate, just because of how dumb and petty and babyish it is.
Translation mods, and people were claiming that we were copying each other. It was just a mess. I was 100% wrong with taking anything public. Anything that can be handled in private shouldn't.
People were not saying that you were copying each other. People saying that you copied him, so you made a whole crying statement on Twitter about how he was copying you. Mind you, this copying situation is... Quackity started a Minecraft server that was both English and Spanish, and then Dream started a Minecraft server that was both English and Spanish. So people said, wow, Dream, I can't believe it. You copied Quackity. So Dream makes this massive, massive post saying that Quackity was actually copying him. He had no idea that Quackity was working on any of that, and he made it a much bigger deal than it needed to be. And he thought it out enough to write up the whole thing and post it. I cannot believe it. It is such a... It goes to show what pedestal he puts himself on that he thought it was a good idea to post that.
Should be handled in private, and I've always had that belief. So the way that I handled it was totally screwed up even by my own standards. It was completely driven by fear and insecurity over my friendships, and it was not something that Quackity deserved at all. If
Fear and insecurity will make you make a public post like that? How's that fear and insecurity? Quackity should be afraid and insecure because someone who he thought was his friend made a call-out post about absolute garbage.
If he didn't want to reply to me about it or wanted to ignore it, that was entirely within his right to do, especially given the awkward circumstances of everything. I'm extremely proud of everything Quackity has done with his project, the QSMP, and genuinely he did it way better than I ever could have. It's incredible, and everyone really should go check it out. I should have focused completely on the good that came from it all and not let myself get stuck on trying to work something out as friends when he seemed perfectly fine.
You really... Okay, I love how Dream earlier in this stream said that he has the oldest Minecraft audience on YouTube. Quackity has a older Minecraft audience on YouTube than you do. There is no doubt in my mind about that.
Working on his own thing with his own community. Again, there's a lot of things that can explain my mindset, but at the end of the day, I'm sorry to Quackity and his community for creating unnecessary drama, and I hope that people can try and understand my mindset, where I was coming from, and that even if it doesn't seem like it, it's...
Why is this even in the video?
From a place of love and care for my friends in the community.
Bullshit, it didn't come from love and care for your friends. It came because people were calling you out and you wanted to be like, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, and put the blame on somebody else. It came out because you're petty. It didn't come because of love for your friends.
It was just an emotional time and I made a mistake. After that, obviously...
Yeah, it was an emotional time. You made a mistake. But it didn't come from love for your friends. Dude, I feel like every time he does something wrong, there is a justification for the thing he did. An obvious one that makes him look like a bit of a dick. And he doesn't tell you that. He'll tell you something else. Every time. Oh my god, why did he lie about the pic of himself when he was a fat kid? Oh, the reason why he lied is because I didn't want to ruin my face reveal. Bullshit. He didn't want to reveal it because you were a fat kid and you were embarrassed. Like, just say the real reason.
So even more time passed, and again, there was nothing new with the allegation. There was no updates. I talked to a lot of people for updated advice, lawyers, PR people.
Oh, I've been betrayed by so many friends. That's why I betrayed Quackity in public, because I love him so much.
People with experience, and everyone told me that it's in my best interest to stay quiet. As time went on, I disagreed more and more and decided that I was going to respond against their advice. So during a live stream, I mentioned that I was going to respond soon and talked about the allegation a little bit. And of course, after this, clips of what I said were taken out of context.
Again, absolute idiotic move. You never, ever respond to allegations in random decentralized tweets and stream clips. Bro, this video is what you needed to make a year ago.
Were spreading far and wide that I admitted to grooming and a lot of other really impactful lies. And of course, because of this, a lot of people on Twitter took it as an opportunity to joke about me being a pedophile. And one of those people was named Nicholas Cantu.
Here we go. Here we go, baby. This is the big story.
That is, he's the voice actor for Gumball, Diego from Dora, and one of the turtles in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had a terrible...
Dude, you are so famous that you hung out with this guy. Wow.
...experience in real life with this person, so I replied to him talking about it and defending myself. And this situation blew up. I don't think I've ever gotten more hate in my life. September 23rd, I went to a friend of mine's birthday party in Austin, Texas. When I showed up, Nicholas Cantu was there. He was already drunk and was drinking. He was being very aggressive to me throughout the night. I didn't know him. This was my first time ever meeting him. And we were not friends. Eventually, while on FaceTime to show his friends, he hit me out of nowhere. Again, this was my first time ever meeting him.
Also, no evidence. Also, that makes him sound like an asshole. It might have just been him tapping his shoulder. You have no idea if that's true. You have no idea if it was like an actual assault. But it really does frame it that way, which is a little bit weird. Like, if there ever ends up being a video of him just kind of like playfully pushing him, like, he'll be able to say, oh yeah, that's what I meant. He said it vaguely enough to make Nicholas Cantu sound evil without actually needing to talk about, like, it's a really biased framing of a situation that he'll be able to get out of if there is clip ever. Again, no idea. The big question mark. Again, I also don't think Nicholas Cantu is a good guy here in this situation either. Like, let's be real here.
For another hour or so, and then when leaving the party, everyone decided to Uber together because it was late and there wasn't many of us there. Nicholas ended up in the front seat of the Uber that I was in, despite my apprehension. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? It's an Uber ride, and there's other people there, so...
You didn't have apprehension, please, bro.
I wasn't worried. Little did I know. He ended up dropping his phone out of the Uber window in the middle of the highway, and after he got out to look for it, the police showed up and stopped him from looking because it was dangerous and dark. Eventually, the Uber driver convinced Nicholas to leave.
Well, I want to promise you that I'm sober, so if you guys want to conduct a sobriety test... Hey, look, hey, we're about to head out.
And after we left, the Uber driver was trying to give advice to Nicholas on the police, telling him that he could have been arrested, and Nicholas did not like what he had to say.
You're down syndrome. How far did you go in your education? Who cares?
Of course, I started to get involved and argue with Nick, the
oh
Uber
my
driver,
God.
and Nick did not like that at all.
Either you're going to be paralyzed or you're going to be dead. Like, I'm serious.
Okay, man. And he was saying this, of course, after he had already assaulted.
Bruh.
While this was all happening,
Okay, assaulted you, dude?
There are two people in the car with me that I also just met that night was recording him. He was aware of this, and he was actually the one that asked to be recorded.
Thanks for recording, by the way. How long is this? But yeah, this YouTube video is going to be nuts. Subscribe to the Games Network. Tune your sense right there.
The next day, Nicholas sent me a very nice DM saying that he was sorry for hitting me, that he was happy.
Yeah, so basically, Nicholas Cantu in the car acted like a total asshole. He was a voice actor that was an asshole to Dream, and he was a bit of a bitch. And he was drunk. And Dream got hate for that somehow. Just goes to show how much the internet hated this guy.
Having a really rough night, and that he was high and drunk, and said that he was sorry for spreading false allegations that he knew nothing about, saying that he recognized it could ruin people's lives. Complimented me, called me humble, grounded, and a good human. I didn't accept this apology, but I moved on, and honestly, I felt kind of bad for him. I recognized that he was once a child actor, and I feel like there's a lot of bad
Oh,
stuff.
you felt bad for him, dude. Wow, you are such an understanding and giving person. It's little lines like that that I think he does to play up his personality a little bit, to make people think he's a nicer guy than he was. I'm just saying.
In that industry, so I felt a little bit of sympathy. I hoped he would just learn from the mistake.
You didn't feel any sympathy. You hated this guy, and you held on to the video of him being an asshole for one day when you could finally post it. There is no shot you had sympathy.
He made that night and move on. But then, of course, Nicholas started tweeting, spreading the same lies about me that he had already apologized for spreading and recognized could ruin people's lives. He was also wishing death upon me publicly in Twitter replies, and that's when I realized it wasn't just one bad night, and people needed to know about this. After I shared my experiences with him, he denied everything.
I love how sharing the experiences meant nothing. It's like, oh, he hates me? Oh, he makes fun of me? Oh, he's calling me bad? Well, I'm not going to debunk any of his claims. I'm just going to show where you said slurs.
He me saying I was lying, saying that if there wasn't video proof, it's all lies. He tweeted denying it all, which he deleted. And then he tweeted lying more about the situation, but also admitting to some stuff while underplaying it. He blatantly lied about the fact that he tipped the Uber driver when he didn't. He blatantly lied about me sending unsolicited dick pics to people. He also deleted that tweet.
I don't know how this became like a personal thing. Dude, I think Cantu is an asshole. It's like he is an asshole. But that doesn't credit Dream in any way.
Almost immediately after, he blatantly lied about the reason he hit me and claimed I called a girl and got slapped for it, which again was later recanted, but not after millions of people had already seen those lies. Nicholas tried DMing one of the people that was in the Uber that night with us to try and get them on his side as a witness. That caused the person who I didn't know at all to message me and tell me that they had videos of him being horrible from that night and that they don't like that he's pretending to be innocent. I asked them if they'd be willing to send me the videos so I could back up my story since he was denying it and lying, and they told me that he was threatening them to make sure they didn't give me the videos. After I ended up finally getting the videos, I posted them and needed to defend myself against the lies that he was.
What?
They told me that he was threatening them to make sure they.
It's in like some of the messages he was vaguely threatening me. So in the end, I'd like to avoid giving the videos to anyone unless I absolutely have to. That is not what you said. You showed that text and you said something else.
Like that he's pretending to be innocent. I asked them if they'd be willing to send me the videos so I could back up my story since he was denying it and lying, and they told me that he was threatening them to make sure they didn't give me the videos.
You don't know that. That's not what it says on the screen. Okay.
After I ended up finally getting the videos, I posted them. I needed to defend myself against the lies that he was telling. And
again, that's a weird defense. I don't know if that's a defense against the lies he was telling. He calls you a pedophile, and your defense is, well, he said slurs while he was drunk in an Uber. Again, I think that's why people are shitting on you. Not because they think Nicholas Cantu is some great guy.
To share the proof. I also posted screenshots of texts between me and the Uber driver confirming that he had blatantly lied and didn't even tip the Uber driver. After I posted this, Nicholas went silent, deleted his tweets, and hasn't said anything publicly since. People still think that I lied and faked the Uber driver's text, or many other lies that were falsely spread.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
Nicholas or other people online. So I got in contact with the Uber driver from that night. I interviewed him, and I let him speak for himself to help clear some things.
Let's go.
Hey, what's the worst that can happen? It's an Uber drive.
Oh.
Yeah, what's the worst that can
What's the worst that can happen? It happens.
Either you're gonna be paralyzed or you're gonna be dead. I'm serious.
Okay, man. What's going on, man?
This is our Uber driver, who happens to be one of the highest rated Uber.
Why did you take the worst picture of him? Okay.
Drivers in all of Texas. He agreed to come share his recollection of what happened, so I'm just gonna let him talk.
When I picked you guys up, you know, he had a lot of energy. He was wild, like putting his head outside filming. The phone dropped out of the car. When the cop showed up, the cop came up to the car at first and was talking to him. And the way that he was speaking to the cop, he was speaking like down on the cop. And I'm like, man, like you need to be quiet because you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, he was drunk, out of his mind. And he obviously has this weird God complex. I don't know why this became like a weird character assassination moment. Like, again, I don't think anyone doesn't believe Dream that Cantu was an asshole. I think it just makes you look weird to defend yourself by discrediting this guy.
You keep talking to the cops like that. As soon as I said that, not even 20 seconds, the cop came. And he was like, you get out the car, you're going to jail. I'm trying to save you from going to jail because I don't want nobody to go to jail, period. He kept saying something about like IQ. Like he felt like he was better. And I was like, nobody cares about your IQ. There's a lot of people with high IQs in jail right now. So
true. Based Uber driver. The first... Wait, hold up. Why is this guy more based than anyone else in the video? Man interviewed like 17 people, including his mom. And this guy is the most based guy in the whole video.
That you're a child star while you're in jail. So I was like, I'm trying to help you out. I don't want you to go to jail, even after you're acting crazy and wild, which most Uber drivers would have left you. You never said anything negative towards him while he was saying all this stuff. The majority of the stuff didn't make it on the tape. I think he was going through a lot of other things besides just being drunk. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter what he was on, what he was going through, the way he was acting, it was unacceptable. 50 or 60%, I may be wrong about the number, but something like that of all violence has alcohol in it. So if that was the case, all these people would be getting away with it. Like y'all kept saying, I'm sorry, like we just met him.
You're gonna be forgotten like the dust in the sand. When you're in the Sahara, and there's 100 million, 1,000 billion sand particles, you're gonna be one of those, and I'm gonna be a statue erected in gold.
Yeah.
I love how he says that I have swearing in my videos. That's how I know there aren't children. Meanwhile, he censors every swear. Like, again, that's just another weird inconsistency that I'm just thinking of right now.
He went all into the Egyptian king and like he's real creative.
Yeah, did he ever tip you anything?
No, that was another lie. Well, I don't know why he said that. And you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter about the tip or anything like that. Don't say
just the tip
if you're not going to do it, and don't say it at all. I wasn't begging you guys for a tip or anything like that. Man, it was an eventful night. I don't know why a lot of people think that you were the one that was doing all these things and making all this stuff up. And
no one was thinking that, dude. This is such a weird framing from Dream here. Bro, no one was thinking that Dream was the one saying the slurs. It's just when someone calls you a pedophile, your response should not be, oh yeah, well, you said slurs. That's why people were making fun of you, bro.
You wanted to do all this? I was like, he was the...
Again, I'm not blaming the Uber driver. I think Dream said to the Uber driver, people were thinking I was the one saying the slurs.
I was trying to stop everything the most.
I posted like literally just like 2 screen caps of text from you, and everybody was saying they were fake. It was one of the messages where you said like there needs to be more people like you in the world or something, and they're like, when would somebody ever say that?
Because they didn't experience you in that manner, right? Those are my real words, and I did feel that way. So I'm letting you guys know right now, all those text messages, that was me saying it. Dream did make the situation better. Everybody coming at Dream, that's not how it went down. It was nothing.
Again, no one was coming at Dream for how it went down. Like, I feel like this is, like, really misrepresenting the point.
Like that, and now you're telling me how...
People are making fun of you because there were grooming allegations, and instead of responding normally, you went on weird tirades on Twitter. That's why people are making fun of you. Not because they think that you were saying slurs in an Uber.
I hit, and it showed me who you are. The first impression of somebody is a lasting impression. And you were nothing but respectful since you got in the vehicle. And you tried to de-escalate everything that was going on. All the people in the back. Nicholas, if you are listening, really do some deep diving in yourself and figure out what the real issue was. Do a lot of soul searching. Because you are intelligent, because I can tell some of your comebacks and what were you saying. But the way you were acting...
Dude, why is this guy so based? I don't understand. He's my favorite character in this whole saga.
Was more of a cry for help. Whatever you're going through, you got to fight and you got to get some help. Don't fight other people. fight what you're going through. At the end of the day, I know we all
Damn.
make bad decisions, and we have to learn the lesson from it. And this was just a bad decision that you made, and just learn from it. And all the different YouTubers and all the different people that were
Guys, that's what the point of the mask is.
about the situation. I do understand the entertainment part of it, right? And it's just I've seen a lot of memes and everything, but I was reading a lot of comments. He was saying this or he was saying that, or it doesn't make sense. All that stuff doesn't mean anything if you were not there. It's just speculation. And if somebody older is trying to help you guys out, my advice is for you guys to listen. That's it. That's all you have to do. But you don't have to be negative towards them. And we have to stick together because there's so many things that keep us apart, right? Just like if you look at it, it's the dream and
what is even happening right now?
For, Gumball. How about you and Nicholas have a sit down with me? We talk
with me? What? This guy's the Uber driver's gonna moderate a whole debate between haters? Okay, dude.
All the issues and all the problems out, and we can show people how bringing things together from a negative to a positive, and that was see how that spreads. It's in the universe.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. I posted a longer version
of
this
interview all right.
on my second channel if you'd like more context. We talked for a long time. Now, before I show you the most insane, hair loss inducing mayhem I have ever seen on Twitter that took place after I posted this video of him, I need to reiterate a couple facts.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane. This was insane.
I just met Nicholas.
Twitter, I think, recently has been excessively toxic because you can really get away with everything now under Overlord Musk. So I think with the excessively toxic nature that Twitter has become, like I get canceled weekly now. You get tweets with tens of thousands of likes just calling me out on nothing really, just kind of saying I'm cringe and giving me death threats. My guy, this dude Joe Cat, makes D&D content. He is quitting content creation entirely because people have been harassing him for his girl song, and which is just so sad. You get paid for interactions, it promotes interactions, and I think they really mistake free speech with harassment on Twitter a little bit, which is hilarious in a really ironic way. And dude, that's crazy.
He was already drunk when I met him. 2, the party was not my party. I did not provide alcohol to anyone. 3, I did not know how old Nicholas was. And here's a video of what Nicholas said after I found out his age and critiqued him for drinking in front of the cops.
Why are you a narc pedophile?
4, I was not the one recording, and I only posted the video because he was lying and saying unless there's video proof, it didn't happen. So yeah, now that that's clarified, enjoy.
So yeah, that day on Twitter was insane. Enjoy the compilation, guys, because people hated on him for this, insane degrees. They doxed him, they harassed him, they called him a pedophile, they got hundreds of thousands of likes, and it is absolutely awful to be Dream in this situation.
As you can see, it got insane. Tweets doxing.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It was in America. Legitimately ridiculous that this was a thing that happened. Only on Twitter, bro.
Me and my friends and family got tens of thousands of likes. I have never seen that in my life. So I just want to talk very briefly about how serious doxing and swatting can be. It's a common thing for people to say that I don't think doxing is serious. In a clip that got a lot of attention from a stream of mine a while ago, I said that if you have 7 followers on Twitter, you shouldn't stress over being doxed. I don't stand by that, and I didn't mean to minimize doxing at all. I had just said before that if you dox people, you are not a part of my community, that I don't support you, and that it's disgusting. It can happen to anyone, and it can be serious to anyone. I was just trying to make the point that it's less likely to happen to somebody that's smaller. Because
he is right, I guess. I don't know what he said offhand, and he's not showing it, which is a little weird, in my opinion. I feel like he should have shown it because I think he's not describing exactly what happened, just knowing Dream and how he likes tweaking situations to his given points.
People have less reasons to target them, and that if they
but I do agree with what he's saying right now.
Targeted, they had less reason to actually follow through on anything. But it's just not something that I should have said or something I should have explained, as it made it seem like I was supporting doxing when I just wasn't at all. I have always said that doxing is extremely serious.
I love how he does this. He shows this whole thing. Doxing is bad. Bro, this is filler, okay? This is the filler arc of the Dream response. It's like someone called me a racial slur. Now, let me just go on a 10-minute tangent to tell you why racism is bad, guys.
Is extremely serious, and I don't think people even realize how serious. It's not just haha funny, send a pizza to someone's house. It's attempted identity theft for my family members and
no way, doxing bad. What?
Fans or people who dislike you showing up at your house or your family's house to try and break in. Trackers being put on your family members' cars. People showing up at your little sister's job. SWAT teams being called to you and your family members' houses. Bomb threats. And
we get it. It's bad.
Make sure you're okay. People calling your 80-year-old grandma pretending to be you and terrorizing her. That's all stuff that has happened to me, my family, and my friends.
Oh my god, that's actually horrifying. Dude, I don't want to minimize the amount of harassment this guy got. I don't know anyone on the internet that's as hated as Dream, and it's not all justified, probably.
They're not hypotheticals. This isn't just that you don't like Dream. It's not just me whose life you're putting at risk and who you're harassing. You're going after an 80-year-old woman who has done nothing to you. It's not just me you're hurting when you make up lies or spread horrible things. It's the 50 employees I have who also have...
I heard this and I did a double take. Man does not have 50 employees. That is absolutely garbage. Look at his channel. Just for a second. I don't want to even contemplate this as real. He posted 5 videos in the last year. He does not have 50 employees. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying.
families and lives. It's all of my friends and anyone that's ever been associated with me. It's my family, my grandparents, and most importantly, actual victims who have gone through traumatic things. And that's not even talking about the stuff that hasn't happened to me, but has happened to other people. Pets and people being shot by police officers during swottings.
Dude, this just became an entire swatting. Swatting is bad. Really?
In with a gun to kill a YouTuber they don't like. It's incredibly serious, and it's not okay. That wasn't even the end of the craziness, though. That was the beginning. Because then, during the midst of all the Nicholas drama, someone tweeted out this, accusing me of sexting a 16/17-year-old girl named Jamie. Because I was apparently the internet punching bag, and it was proof that the punching was justifiable, it was spread very quickly, without a lot of questions being asked. Before I break it down, I want to immediately say that this is not true. I did not groom anyone. I did not groom Jamie, and I would never be inappropriate with someone underage. When they posted this allegation, attached was a video.
Being an actual internet celeb to Dream's degree is terrifying. The guy is an idiot, but even if he wasn't, being perceived that much sounds fucking awful. Dude, so true, bestie. I've been saying this for a very long time. I think Dream made so many mistakes. I think the way he's been doing this whole situation, like, he's covering it in possibly, like, until now, he's been covering it in the worst possible way. Like, absolutely abominable. But again, ruining his life over being cringe is ridiculous. Saberspark, I'm glad that you're here. I'm adding you as a VIP so you could stick out and chat. I'm glad you're here. I'm a big fan of you, personally. I like your videos a lot. I see you get hate for, like, weird furry art of yourself or something on Twitter, and, like, you'll have people still watch this guy with, like, 20,000 likes. The new Twitter wave of hating people for being allegedly cringe is horrible. It's horrible. It's like me with the Twitch Thought song, or freaking poor Joe Cat with his girl song. Like, the way the internet says, oh, you're cringe, well, I'm gonna swat you now. It's insane. He gets way more hate than he deserves. I mean, unless allegations are actually true, but right now there's no proof, so I'm not going to think that they are. Thank you for stopping by the stream, by the way. Well, welcome. Nice to have you here.
That, of course, went viral. It was a video from another phone of a Snapchat being opened, supposedly from Dream, that had moaning in the background and a very sexual caption. This is the clip in its entirety without audio.
I love it doesn't show the audio for the moaning. It's so weird to him even. Oh, God.
They also attached screenshots of Discord DMs between anonymous people who were claimed to be two friends of Dream's and said it was them discussing me having sex with a minor. In these screenshots...
Thanks, man. Right back with the video work. Big fan. As far as Twitter hate goes, brain rot is real. And all you can do is conduct yourself properly and not have to rise up. So true. And never respond. Never, ever respond. That's what it's all about. You could laugh at it on a stream, but never actually respond. It's like giving people... It's giving a machine gun to a chimp. Oh, by the way, Saberspark, once you're here... Okay, I don't want to actually ask you this in public, just in case anything. Appreciate you being here. Mwah! I'll DM you later if your DMs are open on Twitter. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Honestly, big fan of your stuff.
Shots, they say that I was confronted about it and that I admitted it. I've shown you every piece of evidence they posted without changes, and I've mentioned everything that they claimed. Now, just to reiterate, this is not true. Every piece of evidence is either out of context, edited, blatantly lied about, or presented in a very disingenuous way. Again, I did not groom anyone. I also was never confronted about grooming by any of my friends. Now, of course, when something like this is claimed, it's extremely serious, so I'm gonna break it down in detail.
It's weird, because this video feels like it should have been, all about this, and instead he just wanted to make it a hodgepodge of every controversy he's ever been in, so he could admit fault in some places so people will overly believe him in other cases, when in reality none of these claims actually have any proofs. I don't know, I feel like you could have had a really solid video just denying everything real.
Okay, so who's this accusation?
Like, going through the Minecraft speedrunning thing to just establish his character just felt very contrived to me, personally.
It's from an anonymous burner account made the day of the accusation, which is interesting. So we don't know who they are, but we do know who the victim is. Jamie, right? And how old did they say she was? They said 16/17. Okay. So what else do we know about Jamie? They said she left the internet in 2020. So because they apparently can't, let me tell you who Jamie is. I follow Jamie on Twitter, which people pointed to as proof. As you can see, Jamie is also followed by Skeppy, Verb, and Spifey, other YouTubers from the community. I met Jamie when I wasn't even a YouTuber. I had just posted my first ever YouTube video less than a month before. I had less than 100 followers on Twitter the month that I met her. I made a lot of friends around this time because I wasn't a big creator and I was part of a lot of online communities as a fan. She played on Bad Boy Halo's Minecraft server and was a fan of Skeppy. I was trying to grow and make connections, and I had pretty much just made my Twitter account, so I made a lot of friends. Many people from this time I'm still friends with to this day. People claiming that me following her is proof that I sexed underage fans or groomed her at all is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Again, once people are going to hate you for something, they're going to find every possible reason to hate you. And as far as I saw, I read the 24-page document on Twitter about this specific case, and there is no evidence. It's wild how you have these burner accounts with no credibility just going around ruining people's lives. That said, Dream, you are an idiot for messaging these people. Like, I feel like I'm literally moderating toddlers wrestling each other. Like, what is even going on? People are going to believe claims with zero evidence at all. Just absolutely believe them and ruin someone's life because of it. And on the other hand, you have Dream, the absolute idiot, who messages children. Oh my god, bro.
Are completely false. They were right about her age. She's 21 now, so she would have been around 17 4 years ago. That's about the only correct thing they said this entire time. Like, remember they said she quit the internet in 2020 as a convenient way to excuse any questions about her? Well, she didn't. She liked a tweet from last month, actively tweeted all of 2022, and she changed her bio and Twitter account name when this happened, just wanting to be left alone. That's interesting. And she actually tweeted saying she only privated her account because some of her IRL friends were finding it and she didn't want them to. I wonder why they lied about that. Maybe because the person who's claiming this doesn't know Jamie, doesn't know anything about Jamie, doesn't know me, doesn't know anything about me, and is being malicious and making up whatever they can to end my career.
Honestly, I believe him. Again, I believe him with a grain of salt because he's been lying about lots of other stuff. But that just sounds like real life. That sounds like the internet. Sad as that is.
About some other stuff. They also said they posted the videos with permission, which of course makes the videos seem much more real. Well, it's apparently me, and I didn't give them permission, and it's apparently sent to Jamie, and she didn't give them permission. She quit the internet. She couldn't have. They even critiqued Moist Critical for his video, saying how terrible it was, claiming that I admitted that the Snapchats were real, which I...
Dude, and people just buy this stuff. It says 200,000 views and 3,000 likes. And people just buy this. Was Dream admitting the moaning and sexual explicit messages was a confession? If a confession's not enough, what will be? But there was no confession. And people are just gonna believe him anyway. It's crazy, bro. People are just gonna believe this. They'll just take it at face value. They'll say, oh, he confessed? Well, Burner 22 over here, he wouldn't lie.
They never did. In their original tweet, they notably say when she had her age in her bio, which seems oddly specific, just to remove the few people that would say, well, what if he didn't know her age? When even in their own proof, which is random Discord messages with no context or who the messages even are, in another part of their screenshot, anonymous person number 2 says this, but for some reason, that's cropped out of their tweets because they don't even know what the screenshots they're using as evidence say. They don't. Yeah,
crazy. Hey, Peachy, welcome to the stream. This situation is just, it's wild. It's wild. It's like, I feel like if either side of this drama would have engaged with some form of just normalcy, none of this would have happened. Oh my god. It's like you're going to believe a burner account with no credibility. I have a rule that I talked with Muda about this yesterday on the podcast. If someone would face no repercussions by being caught in a lie, I will not believe them without absolute evidence. If you do not suffer consequences from slandering somebody, then why should I believe the claims you make without proof?
Don't care about the truth. They're just making things up as they go. And because it's a claim against me, people will just believe it. They can say, Jamie left the internet. No proof, but I guess she did. They say they got permission to post these videos. I guess they did. They post a video of Snapchats. Say it's mine. They never show the Snapchat profile or any proof that it's my Snapchat, but I guess you can't change your Snapchat name for free to anything at any time as many times as you want. So it must be Dream. No more evidence needed. They're telling the truth. Even with what little context and evidence they have to crop things and lie to try and hide the fact that they know nothing. But the burner seems so confident. They couldn't be being malicious. They even put in their bio that if Dream reached out, they would personally give him their information so that he could sue them because...
Oh my god, why would you believe this? Oh my god.
Everything they were saying was 100% true. Oh, what? That's not in their bio anymore. That's weird. I wonder why they removed that. They did reveal who they got the original screenshots from. So let's see what that person has to say and why the burner was so confident in their claims. Quote, I don't know Jamie. I've never known her. I've never had a private or a public interaction with her at all. Unquote. Wow. Seems like they have a whole lot of information. So I reached out to them to try and find anything that I could find to find out what this was even about because I've never been confronted by one of my friends for grooming and I've never groomed anybody. So I found out who was anonymous in these messages and let's hear what they have to say.
These screenshots are extremely out of context and used disingenuously to tell
So who is it?
Story about Dream that isn't true at all.
Random female voice in the background?
I haven't spoken to Dream in a very long time, but to my knowledge, he has not interacted with underage fans inappropriately or in any way that can be considered grooming. These DMs were posted by the burner without my permission and without ever contacting me beforehand. They were sent to the burner by a vulnerable person that was upset and being taken advantage of while under the influence of alcohol. I want to be anonymous and stay completely out of this because all the terrible stuff I've seen happen to everyone mentioned on both sides is very scary. This conversation was private in my life and no one deserves to have their personal life dug through because of anonymous people making false claims without knowledge or context about anything they're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't take this at face value. I literally don't take this at face value at all. That said, I still think it's fake. I just think that this might be fake too. How are you going to prove that this is fake if the original one's fake?
The person was not involved at all and did not consent to anything. Now, if you're a little...
Let me give you a completely hypothetical scenario, okay? Dream knows that he never groomed anybody. So he knows that this claim must be false. So when they say that the claim is real, but he knows it's false, he could just pull some girl's voice out of his ass to defend him and say that, oh, this was the person in the chat. And how are they going to prove she wasn't if their original claim was false? That's almost what this house of cards sounds like to me right now. It's like, since he knows it's not true and they will prove that his response is a lie, he'll be able to lie in his response. I don't know, bro. It almost feels that way a little bit.
Confused? I am too. This is a burner account making up things. Their story makes no sense. Okay, so let's just summarize this. This allegation is not from a victim. It is from an anonymous Twitter account that was made the same day as the allegation. This anonymous person claims that I groomed a girl named Jamie. They did not ever contact Jamie. They did not know Jamie. They got none of their information from Jamie. They even incorrectly said that she quit the internet years ago when she's still active to this day. They posted videos claiming to be from me to a minor. They never showed proof that it was from me or my Snapchat profile. They never showed proof of who it was to. They cropped context from screenshots, lied publicly and said I admitted the videos were from me. They falsely alluded to the fact that the victim gave them permission and ended up causing massive harassment and terror to Jamie, who they
That's true. That I think is true.
Said was a victim of mine. The person in the screenshots claims that I'm not a groomer, that they're extremely out of context, and that the burner doesn't even know what was being discussed, and that now their personal life is being dug into due to an anonymous burner account. On top of that, no one even taps to open the Snapchat. There's no finger. You can't open snaps with a button, but it doesn't even matter because you can see that no buttons were pressed. So how did it open? Nobody touches the screen. You can't open a Snapchat without tapping the button to open it. So ignoring the fact that there's no proof it's even me, how is this video even real? How did it open? The video doesn't even make sense. People have also pointed out that frames are missing and that the normal Snapchat animation doesn't play at all. But despite all of that, hardly anyone asked any questions.
Yeah, because people on Twitter will just believe any form of hate. And the worst thing is, even if you defend Dream with like some sort of legitimate defense, you're just gonna get the endless hate brigade on you, bro. They're gonna say, ooh, defending a pedophile? Like, there is no... Twitter is not a place for any form of rational discussion. It is literally a hate mob that'll go from hating one guy to hating the other guy. Like, it's an actual insane hive mind out there. It's like watching Mudahar cover the completionist drama like last week, and people hating on Muda for doing that when that is the most open and shut, closed book situation in the history of YouTube drama. People were aligning against somehow Muda is mind-blowing. Like, I have zero faith in any form of intellectual discussion to emanate from Twitter.
You replied asking any questions, you got called a groomer supporter. Despite the fact that the proof was a video of a video of a video from screenshots of DMs of screenshots of DMs. You have to go 4 people deep to find anyone that has ever talked to Jamie. I'm not even in any of these screenshots. And the video of the video of the video has like 10 frames where you see the name Dream. Most people spreading this did zero research. But wait, they reported me. They even reached out to the Orange County Police, my local police. They put it in writing, put their name on it, and solidified that their claims are correct.
Oh, baby.
Orange County Sheriff's Office. To continue.
See, again, this is a great part to include in the video. I wish the video was all this instead of weird ad hominem, not really on point situations. That's kind of the weird vibe that I get. Like, he goes on this 10-minute rant about how doxing is bad. Bro, you literally could have made this video 15 minutes long covering the allegations and not covering anything else. Do you think this weird, making your character sound cooler is going to help you?
Press 1 to continue in Spanish.
My name is... I have a YouTube channel and I live stream and stuff, and long story short, very recently someone anonymously posted a bunch of like fake stuff online saying that I'm a pedophile, and of course it's from like a burner, like anonymous burner account, can't really, you know, whatever. But anyway, in their post they said that they called and talked to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about it, and of course they said that to try and like make me look guilty for being like a predator somehow. But I guess I wanted to call and try and get more information, I guess.
What's your name?
God damn.
People are there, they're slandering you. There's nothing, and we have a very broad database.
I'm just saying, again, just looking at this is not evidence either. Like, he could have called, he could have given them a fake name, right? Because he blurred his name and information, right? Everyone, he blurred his name, right? So he could legitimately have called the police station and said, hey, police station, my name is beep. And then they say, oh yeah, this is slander, there's nothing here about you. I'm just saying that's possible. And this isn't evidence against it. But again, there's no evidence for it. I'm still in team innocent until proven guilty. Okay? So he's innocent until there's evidence against him. And right now there isn't. I'm just saying this isn't evidence for him either. I'm just saying.
Nothing. No interaction. I did last name, last name, nothing. Zero. Nada.
So there's
nothing.
No, like,
no reports been made.
Reports,
nothing. Your name has nothing next to it. There's not even... So if you would like to make a report and you feel like someone is harassing you, all right? But whoever's telling you that stuff, you may need to file a complaint because that's harassment. And that's called slander, and you do have civil rights, so you can make a report if you want.
Based civil rights, let's go. Based Florida, based Florida.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
All right, Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas. And not that taking legal action as an anonymous source would prove anything, but just to be clear, I have searched far and wide, sent open access requests to police departments.
So you're not listed in my system at all.
And all police records are public in Florida, where I live. Not a single person has filed anything against me. Anything. Even though every claimant has claimed that they have. Again, not that it would prove anything if they did. It would be disproved in court, but not a single person did. I also don't have any civil cases brought against me. Meaning, no one has officially accused me of anything from anywhere, despite, again, every single person claiming they have. This is public record. But despite everything...
Dude, the editing goes so crazy in this video. Like, this is a response video to drama, and it's just edited so freaking well. Holy crap.
Heard before this.
Maybe that's where his 50 employees are. Editing his drama videos.
Tweet dropped. People were
celebrating in the replies. Celebrating in the replies of a tweet that's supposed to be about a child being sexually abused. That is not okay, and just shows that you actually don't care about.
Oh my god, you mean this Twitter account that's been harassing people and saying slurs and is actually not being moral and ethical right now? Damn, Dream is really opening my eyes to so many things in this world.
Victims about this. You just care about taking down Dream, which is the same thing the burner account cares about. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about what's real. They care about saying whatever they can to ruin my career.
True.
They don't care about victims. They don't care about Jamie. And if you still don't believe me, let's hear a statement from Jamie herself, who seemed terrified, didn't want anything affecting her real life, wasn't a victim before, but is now, due to all the harassment and people spreading sexual things about her without her knowledge or consent. My name is Jamie. I want to make it very clear that I was never groomed. I definitely am not.
Oh my god, dude, there's no way. He reads a letter that's from Jamie, allegedly, with no actual proof that it's from Jamie. Like, this entire community does not understand anything about evidence at all, right? Like, there's zero evidence against him, and there's zero evidence for him. Like, this is the most small-brained community I've ever seen. Literal children calling each other's pedophiles.
Victim of Dream. I don't know how or why people are using my name and information without having ever asked me if any of it's true. Everything claiming to be about me was posted without my consent.
Oh my god, dude. It's just a whole long-ass message that we're just supposed to believe is from Jamie. Dude, what is even going on? I
want nothing to do with
Take it away, bro.
I'm being harassed by people, either saying I'm looking for attention or digging through my life trying to confirm things I want nothing to do with. Leave me alone. Jamie's Twitter account got locked for suspicious activity after she was blocking all of her friends, so none of them would see the things being said online about her. She didn't quit the internet in 2020 like the burner claimed, but she probably will now. She had to change all of her social media ads, and people were messaging friends of hers, all because an anonymous person made a claim on her behalf without even knowing if it's true, spreading sexual stories about her as a minor to millions of people, creating victims in the process. Hope it was worth it. So I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry that you were used as bait. I'm sorry that you have your life being dug through by people. And I'm sorry to all victims that have to see this, that have more fear about.
Dream is just such a good guy for that. Even though he gets so much hate, he still apologizes to someone else. Damn, he's such a good guy. God, I wish he'd call me his kitten.
Coming forward, because all this is terrible, and no one wins. And I'm sorry to anyone else that got involved or dragged into it. Sorry for those that were taken advantage of. I'm sorry for those that were lied to. Again, no one wins. It's incredibly hard to navigate these situations. There's no benefit to somebody putting their name and face out there to defend me or clear up complete lies if even when someone's completely in the wrong, they're still praised as a hero because it's against Dream. As I was literally about to post this video, another burner thread by a different burner.
Yeah, this is the one I just read. Crazy. 6 million views on a completely blank account. Just 24-page document with quote-unquote evidence that isn't really any evidence at all.
Made about Jamie, claiming 24 pages of evidence that I groomed her. And the very first line of their document, the Twitter account Burner22 recently provided a screenshot of a Twitter DM conversation between them and someone by the name of Jamie. This is massively incorrect, a lie, and never happened, as you now know. The burner account was not any of the people in any of the messages, never spoke with Jamie, and the actual person in these messages has made a statement in this video debunking this, as well as Jamie. And this is the first line of their 24 pages. Their proof was all to show that I knew Jamie, followed Jamie, and that Jamie was a minor. All things that they didn't need to stalk her to do. Maybe let victims speak instead of digging into their lives. Their proof digs so much further into Jamie's life, including by stalking 4-year-old Twitter accounts of hers using the Wayback Machine, so that even content that she deleted and content from her private accounts are now being stalked.
Yeah, again, I feel bad for Jamie in this whole situation, honestly, but again, dude, you have no idea what's real and what's not here. Like, there's no evidence on any side at all, so for me, it's just innocent until proven guilty. Until there's actual evidence to say that he did something wrong, I'm not gonna believe it, but it's not like any of this disproves it.
Leave her alone. This tweet has 40,000 likes in 10 hours as of me making this. This is ridiculous. Anyways, I tweeted when I first...
This has the same energy as like r/atheism on Reddit, where someone says, oh yeah, well, prove God doesn't exist. And he's like, oh, God damn it. You got me!
Saw this claim pointing a finger at someone that I thought was behind the burner account. I was messaged by multiple friends with proof linking them to the account. They were the only non-anonymous name on any of the screenshots, have a massive dislike for me, and were actively replying to the allegation. So my obvious assumption was that they are behind the account. This person used to be a friend of mine many years ago, and we are no longer friends for unrelated reasons. They claimed since that their only involvement was that when they were drunk and having a manic episode, that they sent some screenshots of stuff into a group chat with people that were asking them questions. They claimed that they have no other involvement. They said they don't know where the videos are from, that videos were never sent to her, and that the screenshots in her DMs were pictures and not actually videos. She claims that she did not send the screenshots, claiming that I groomed anybody, and that she had nothing to do with them being posted by the anonymous burner account. Now, if this is true, which I can assume it is, it's just another horrible thing the burner account did, taking advantage of a drunk person who was not having a good time and using their past with me.
Wow, the burner account seems so bad. Not only did they spread false allegations, but they also harass people. No way, that's crazy.
And get dirt on me is just ridiculous. Now, I don't know who's behind the burner account because it's an anonymous account. And unfortunately, they removed the thing from their bio that said they'd tell me who they are so I could sue them. But regardless, my original tweets were worded poorly and people read into them, including her, and thought that I was claiming that the videos were real, but that I sent them to her. The screen recordings in my screenshot were from after the allegations were made, but I don't know how I would mean that. I only posted screenshots of her screen recording my chats to show that she was actively collecting information, but I see how if you don't know the dates or really anything, then you could think that.
Bro, just yapping at this point. Like,
in my tweet saying I was making a video about this, I called the audio essentially unsubstantiated revenge porn with revenge porn.
See, this guy really needs to take a step back and realize that he is literally destroying himself.
Really anything, then you could think that. In my tweet saying I was making a video.
This whole tweet did not need to happen. 21 million views. Bro, what is all of this? You should never, ever talk about stuff like this on Twitter unless you are being completely real here. Dude, you... It's so frustrating. It's literally watching children, like, bop each other over the head with noodles, those pool noodles. Like, you are so bad at this. It's sad. This is a decentralized thing with no legitimate claims, no legitimate anything. You are giving it so much credibility by posting about it on Twitter. Make one video on it, the end. Do you know why it's as popular as it is? Because you respond!
Video about this, I called the audio essentially unsubstantiated revenge porn, with revenge porn in quotation marks, while of course denying that I groomed anyone. People again took that as me admitting that the audio was real, even though I literally say...
Okay, yeah, that's just terrible wording on Dream's part. Again, I don't know if the audio is real. I still am team audio is probably real, just because I think Dream is creepy. So I am still on team audio is probably real. Just saying, probably. I have no idea, but probably, just because I think Dream is a little creepy and personal in DMs. However, yeah, that's not admitting it per se.
Essentially, unsubstantiated, and put revenge porn...
There is no proof it's real. There is no proof. I just think it could feasibly be real.
It is incredibly violating to have audio spread to the masses saying that it's you moaning, that people think is you moaning. Whether
oh my god, he's going to go on a whole rant about how deepfake porn is unethical.
Is you moaning or not? It could be anyone moaning. It does not matter. It's still violating. This is sent to your little sister saying it's you moaning. It doesn't matter that it's not you moaning. It's being said seriously that it is. This is, in essence, revenge porn. This isn't even the only time I've had claimed sexual stuff spread about me.
Again, I don't even know if it's this moaning per se, but I do think he does do weird things in chats. Now, I don't think that makes him a pedophile or a groomer.
Once, people spread a video that was like deepfaked or something of me sucking my own dick. It obviously wasn't me, but so many people thought it was, which even caused some YouTubers to make videos like this.
You guys know I've never been the biggest fan of the YouTuber Dream, but I have always for him as a person. That ends today.
What the f? This poor guy. Oh my god, bro.
Dream sucked his own dick.
You know what, Dream? Until you show us your cock to prove to us that that wasn't actually your cock, I'm not gonna believe it. Prove it, bro. Prove it. Show us your cock.
You know, I thought this was some sort of joke, and then I saw the reply. Was a video of Dream sucking his erect penis.
But of course, while this was all going on Twitter, it just was okay to lie about me. And all the people posting fake screenshots and memes and taking things seriously from parody accounts just proves how easy it is to fake this stuff. So let's talk about fake allegations and how horrible they are. It's become a bit of a trend.
Wait, fake allegations are horrible?
And in the online space, or at least the gaming space, to fake grooming allegations. There have been fake allegations against Bad Boy Halo, which the person ended up tweeting and admitting they were fake and saying that they're just kids that made a mistake after he legally threatened them. There have been fake allegations made against Sapnap that, again, they admitted were fake. After I replied this time and called out something that was wrong with their story, they continued to lie and try and convince me, though. There have been false allegations against Carl, Rambo, Wilbur, probably every Minecraft gaming creator you know. Me saying any name doesn't even matter. Not everyone gets traction, and not everyone has as much effort put into it, but there have been hundreds. There were a few notable ones against me during the last month. One was disproved because it was proved the video was edited.
Oh my god, he just doesn't stop.
Another was disproved because of a photo in the background was from Tumblr, but there was one thing similar between all of them. They all showed fake evidence. They all showed fake edited Snapchats. They all showed fake edited pictures or videos. And that is scary. But sometimes they didn't even need evidence. Someone tweeted out that I wasn't working on my video, that I was actually out meeting a fan I met when they were 16 at a bar, and that I got stood up and laughed at by everyone. And this just didn't even happen. But you don't even need any proof. It was Thanksgiving and I was charging my car by my grandparents' house. And I went to a non-alcoholic bar and played ping pong and was never stood up by anybody. They can just make up whatever they want and rudely take secret pictures of me, and people will believe it. This is crazy stalker behavior. They even said that I was the most ass ping pong player in the place when I was undefeated. They even had to lie and slam.
Dude, you don't have to defend your ping pong abilities, dude. That's not what people are coming at you for, my man.
My ping pong record.
Come
and
on,
of course,
bro.
parody accounts are tweeting images like this.
Come on, bro.
DMing them and threatening them legally, or lots of other stuff. And again, this just shows how easy it is to fake stuff, especially when you're a burner account that has no accountability. One of the people that made the fake allegations even tweeted that I can't sue them, that they're anonymous and on a VPN. After they were caught, people will take a claim with almost no evidence and run with it and ruin people's lives, hundreds of jobs, families. Not even just when it's me. It may only be a trend in the Minecraft space right now, but it won't be that way for long. Okay, XQC. I know you're probably watching this. I want you to address this.
What?
You have to say for yourself. It's irrefutable proof. Look, here it is on a second phone.
Whoa, that's crazy. He faked messages to prove that it's possible to fake messages. Okay.
Prove to me you didn't send me this video.
Did he just use... No shot. He actually made deep fake moaning XQC.
Or...
That almost sounds like revenge porn. There's no way he actually made that and thought it was a good idea to include that in the video. What the hell? What the frick?
You're a pervert. Forever. And everyone watching this will now know it. Or Pokimane. You've been getting...
Oh my god, there's no way he's gonna say, Pokimane, prove this isn't you. And he shows some deep fake Pokimane porn. He's like, is this you? Prove it isn't you. Oh my god, dude's unhinged. What the hell was he doing? Now that XQC moaning sound is gonna be there forever. Made by Dream.
Some hate for your cookie prices.
And you wonder why people hate on you. What the hell? That is so cringe.
And I don't mean to expose you, but you did say this to me.
Is he just showing random fake DMs to prove that you could fake DMs?
I think that's disgusting. What do you have to say for yourself? What more proof do you need? I also have the cookies she sent me and a signed note from her. This is irrefutable evidence. You get the point. I made all those pieces of evidence in 10 minutes with only free programs. What's stopping anyone from going in?
What the hell? What the hell point is that proving?
Making a fresh account, making evidence, and then accusing a person they hate of something.
And then he says his audience isn't children.
Be careful what you believe and ask questions. Believing real victims is important, but not believing fake victims is very important to real victims too. As for my conclusion on this video, I have a couple things to say. First of all, I just want to recognize that I'm probably in this position because of myself. People that made these claims undoubtedly have unhealthy parasocial relationships with me, and that's why it's gotten to this point. I want to and will do anything I can to denounce this. My view on fans has shifted slowly over time, jumping massively when I face revealed and actually got to meet fans in person, which made things much more real and massively changed my perspective. I think it's incredibly unhealthy to be obsessive with someone, and I also think that it's clear to anyone that's
these are probably the most obvious conclusions I've ever heard in my entire life.
Think back and looking at these situations that people obsessively hate me and are making up lies about me, which is also because of parasocialness. Parasocial love turned to parasocial hate. And I have no doubt that the anonymous people making these fake allegations were once big fans of mine. I grew up being a massive fan of football, and I had jerseys of my favorite players and was very passionate, so I've always related to stands in that way. But my passion never turned to obsession, and I never truly realized how serious it can get. Even sometimes when people were literally telling me.
You mean when people were literally telling you, you still didn't believe them, even to this point, where you still think it's okay to just be messaging with child fans of yours. You still think it's fine as long as the messages aren't weird. But it's weird if the relationship gets too crazy.
I think that part of why I'm in the position that I'm in right now is because I started pulling away from my fans after my face reveal.
No, the reason why you're in this position right now is because you created parasocial fans by chilling with them and calling them kittens and DMing them personally and all that stuff. It's not because you pulled away. It's because you pulled in.
Meeting fans in person made things much more real, and I wasn't so chronically online anymore because I actually had real life and things to do.
Oh, give me a break.
I'm a very relaxed person overall.
I feel like that's such a terrible conclusion. His conclusion is that he should have never pulled away. His conclusion is that he should have never been in that position where he needed to pull away.
That has relaxed.
Did he pull out though?
Boundaries.
Okay, Chet.
Does encourage that type of behavior too. So I'm just gonna re-clarify some of my boundaries. One, I don't support any sexually explicit art of me or my friends. It never bothered me personally that much because I don't really care about anything. But it is just weird, especially if you're a minor and drawing anything like that. That's gross. I don't support anything inappropriate for minors.
Oh, but he doesn't have minors in his audience. Let me remind you.
At all. Art, TikToks, comments, anything. It's gross. Two, serious shipping is bad. I think that prying into people's private relationships, being deeply speculative or anything like that is terrible. I don't mind jokes. I don't mind doing it for fun, but anything serious really crosses the line. Again, I've always found it funny being shipped with George because we're not dating and we're friends. But if you genuinely think that we're dating and it's part of your personality or you obsess over it, you need to get off the internet. That is not healthy. I'm sure I'll make more clarifications in the future, but I just don't want anything weird.
So weird.
My friends, I deleted a video called Stands on my second channel that I made a while ago that I don't necessarily view the same way now. That doesn't mean that I don't appreciate you as a fan, but again, just be normal. Be the passionate.
Like why? He's like really hedging his bets here. He's like saying, on the one hand, don't be crazy. On the other hand, I love you, bro. I love my fans. My fans are awesome. I love you.
And not the stalker obsessive fan. I've already had people with access to all of my accounts for a long time, but I will be slightly changing how I use my accounts now. At the end of the day, I do just want to make Minecraft content and have fun with my friends. That's it. That's all. Because of that, I've been a bit of a detriment to myself by arguing on Twitter or getting into petty drama.
Yeah. Not just a bit of a detriment to yourself. You are your own worst enemy.
I don't need to. So because of that, I'm just not going to be using Twitter anymore. I'm going to have someone run my Twitter and post tweets promoting my content. I'll still tweet non-promotional stuff, just with it being positive only and going through multiple people. And I don't want anyone that's a fan of mine to take anything super negative away from this video or think about things in a really sad way. I want to be positive, and that's one of my favorite things about having a community at all. Spreading positivity and
Sure.
love.
Yeah. That's what you love about it.
Try and be positive. Say something nice today. Do something nice today. I don't want to keep letting this cloud loom over my head though, so I'm just going to move on. I don't plan on making any more statements. And I'm not talking about this anymore. This is it.
If you don't go back to start making content literally right now, you are a liar. You just need to get on making content now. Get off Twitter and get on making content. The end. Get therapy.
I just want to focus on making the best content that I can. So that's what I'm going to do.
And talk to YouTubers that aren't Minecrafters.
Tons of Minecraft content that I've been working on. I'm super excited to put it out there. Pretty crazy. And I've been working on some stuff for over a year now. I don't want to throw the excitement away. And again, this was by far the biggest reason for my inactivity. So Minecraft stream will be coming back full force, stepping away from Twitter and just focusing on putting out awesome Minecraft videos like I used to do. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that watched this video all the way through. I'm sure it was a roller coaster. There's tons of links and information.
It wasn't so much of a roller coaster, to be honest.
As well in the description. I also posted multiple videos on my second channel. See you guys soon.
So that was his conclusion. You ready for my conclusion? My conclusion is a lot shorter than his conclusion. My conclusion is Dream is a liar, and I don't trust things that he says in general. That said, there is no evidence that he's actually a groomer, so I don't think he's a groomer because innocent until proven guilty. That's my conclusion. I don't think he's super trustworthy. I do think that he probably didn't do anything horrible because it would have probably had some sort of evidence to it. The end. I feel like it's just a weird situation that did not need to be summarized in such a massive way. I feel like 70% of this video didn't need to be there. The actual debunking segments I thought were good. I do think that in this hour and 22-minute video, there is a really good 10-minute video, if that makes sense. But with that said and done, we're calling it here. Here was the deep dive into the Dream drama. Hopefully I'll never talk about him again. Have yourself a most wonderful day, whatever time it is for you, and stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.